Hey, welcome. Oh, shoot, I was a little loud there. Welcome to the first ever episode of Tomb of Annihilation here on Sputter Media. I am DM Dave. I will be your host through this amazing journey through the jungles of Chult as I try to kill the following four people in horrific ways. So let's go ahead and start off the bat and have my players introduce themselves. I don't need too much of an introduction. You guys already watch Sputter Media. You know who I am. I'm the guy who never shuts up. But in case you don't know too much about me, I am the owner of Sputter Media. I am the host of Cyber Nights on Tuesday nights, and I love doing tabletop gaming of all genres. And I started this show to keep that going. So we're bringing a new show to you every other Saturday. Yes, this is only a bi-weekly show, but the good news is it's on for 4 hours instead of the usual 2-hour episodes that we have on Cyber Nights. So it's going to be really exciting. You're still getting just as much Sputter content every week as we always give you, but it's every 2 weeks because I got kids every 2 weeks, so I got to give you my free time when I have it. But that's the story. Let's hear some stories from some other people. All right? Let me go ahead and... Oh, wait. You said you specifically didn't want to be called on first, right? So I'm going to go with Rife. Go ahead and tell us who you are, where they can find you on social media, and tell us a little bit about the character you will be playing, please.
My name is Darren McIntyre. You can find me on Facebook if you really want to, but please don't. I'm playing Olin Vizker, an old druid who has been camping in the woods for the last 200 years and doesn't typically talk to people as a rule.
I mean, that's not a bad rule.
Sorry?
I said that's not a bad rule.
Audio? Hello?
Is that better?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, that was... I wonder... I'm hearing a popping, too, so I think I've just got something with my mic connection. Jiggle the wire a little bit. Anyway, sorry about that. I was trying to say that's usually a good rule, not, like, talking to a lot of people sometimes. Anyway, let us move on to a familiar voice for all of you guys. She plays Butterfly on Cyber Nights Tuesday nights. Let's hear from Sola. Tell them who you are, where they can find you, and tell them a little bit about the character you're playing in Tomb of Annihilation.
Absolutely. Hi, chat. As you know, I am Sola, and I do play Butterfly, but you'll be finding my character here in Tomb of Annihilation will be quite a different tune. I love to have fun, which is part of why I'm in D&D, other than the fact that my high school friend invited me and I became obsessed. And have found my way into the Dave's World community, which is a great place, and I have found myself in a bunch of new games that I didn't even know existed for D&D, and it's been a wonderful world. You'll find that Eliwick is quite a cheerful little thing. She is a forest gnome, and she is a life cleric. She comes from a grove from the forest surrounding Baldur's Gate, and she isn't quite a pacifist. She will take somewhat violent action to defend herself and people who need defending, but she is someone who will never strike fatally, as she hails to the deity Eldath, who is a pacifist deity of neutral alignment, and Eliwick always does her best to try to follow her deity's beliefs.
I can assure you that most of the people that you are encountering are not going to share that belief with you.
Absolutely.
Just throwing that out there. All right, how about Kristen, Callie Chris 007? Tell them who you are, where they can find you, and about the character you will be playing.
Hi, my name is Chris to all of my friends. You can find me on Instagram as CallieChris81, Facebook. I'm going to be playing a Jim Dragonborn. I'm pretty much a spy for hire for the right price. rob from the rich to help people in need. Best way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it. And so that is Dreamfire, and I'm excited to play.
And that is just like very accurate in general about you, in my opinion. Just saying. Okay, and then finally we have Professor Midnight. Let's go ahead, tell them who you are, where they can find you on social media, and about the character Professor Midnight.
Hello. I am the voice of Banshee on our lovely Tuesday night show. You can find me online at my Twitter handle at TBJade. And Professor Midnight is a secretive artist of hidden knowledge. And more about his story shall unfold in the coming game.
And I don't know if I think well, I know Dreamfire, and you said Dragonborn, but I don't think any of you told us your races other than
I did.
Yeah, you forgot to say rogue.
Yeah, I'm also a rogue. Just putting that
Yeah,
out.
I didn't. You're right. Olin Visger is a spring Eladrin.
Professor Midnight is a warforged wizard.
All right. Well, before we jump into the real meat of this adventure, the reason why we're all here, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to our corporate overlord, as I like to call them, Dubby Energy Drink. Dubby Energy is a powdered, caffeinated energy drink mix that you mix up with water and drink it like a shake or like a fruit punch, and it is made from coffee fruit extract instead of coffee beans. So it provides a jitterless energy drink, which is something all of us gamers love, especially when we're holding that controller and we're trying to get that perfect shot on that zombie right before he bites our necks off. And you get the little quick trigger thing going, but oh shoot, you're jittered and you finger slipped and now you're dead because zombie killed you. So drink Dubby so that doesn't happen. You can find that on we just provided a link in the chat of our Twitch, but if you go to dubby.gg and use the checkout code PurpleNurple, which is a fun little joke from Cyber Knights, and that will give you 10% off of your order. And if you use the checkout code PurpleNurple, we here at Sputter Media get 10% as the commission. It's not a lot, but it just helps us going, helps us keep the lights on a little bit, and keeps us bringing more content back to you guys. So check out that link, dubby.gg, and use the code PurpleNurple on checkout for us. And that's it. That's my spiel. So,
all right.
So are we ready to get into the game?
So, ready.
Ooh,
Let's
yeah.
begin.
So, we begin our journey in the city of Baldur's Gate. Yes, that Baldur's Gate. From Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, that one. I didn't pick it on purpose. It just happens to be the city we're starting in. And in Baldur's Gate, for the past several days, the talk of the streets and taverns has all been about the so-called death curse, a wasting disease afflicting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day, slowly but steadily sliding towards the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they can't be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they've ever received that miracle in the past. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss to explain a curse that has affected the entire region and possibly the entire world. So, I want to know each of your characters' reactions to this is what's happening. It's been happening. It's been happening for several weeks, but the talk has really stirred up over the last several days. People are just dying, can't come back, and people who have been brought back are wasting away like poof. So I'm going to go down the line, and let's ask first our life cleric. I feel like our life cleric would probably have the most concerns and or opinions about this situation. So let's go ahead and hear from Eliwick, please. What do you think? What does Eliwick think about this particular situation that is stirring up around town? And not just around town. Reports are that this is happening all over the world.
Yeah, when the whispers first started to reach the Grove, I think it was hard to believe. A lot of people kind of shrugged it off like it wasn't actually a problem, but as the whispers became more apparent, it's been very concerning because not only is she trying to work towards helping bring the peace that her deity believes in, but Elwick became a life cleric because she enjoys life. She loves it. And to hear that there's just this sweeping thing that is decimating it and even making it where it's what it sounds like impossible to bring them back is very disheartening. It frightens her, and she doesn't like to think about it, but when you have to discuss it, she understands. But it does bring a very solemn silence to her.
All right, thank you, Eliwick. How about Professor Midnight? You are master of the arcane arts. You're not quite Sorcerer Supreme, but working towards that direction. So I'm sure something like this has piqued your interest.
Such a development is puzzling and concerning, to say the least. Much knowledge will be lost due to this ongoing affliction.
And is Professor Midnight taking an interest? Is he trying to do any kind of research? Is he trying to learn? Perhaps traveling to one of the great libraries in Baldur's Gate? Are you one of those scholars that is trying to chase down the answer to this question?
I believe I will make my way to one of the halls of knowledge.
Okay. As you make your way to that hall, let's go ahead and check on Olin. Olin, how is this grizzled druid reacting to the death that is just surrounding the world right now?
Well, I was not aware of this death curse until I came to Baldur's Gate. I felt a sickness in nature, a necrotic presence that made me feel like there was some deeper evil going on. And I came to Baldur's Gate to investigate, and that was when I found out about this death curse. And so now I'm going to try to track down what's causing it and see if I can put a stop to it.
Okay. And what direction would you go to start tracking? Like, how would you begin that journey?
It's been a long time since I talked to people, but I remember that they like to drink, so I think I will find a bar or establishment of that nature and see if I can hear a rumor.
Okay, we'll hold that thought then. And finally, Dreamfire, your sapphire gem dragonborn self, must have some opinion or other on everybody just dying and can't come back.
Dreamfire has a keen sense of smell, so she's kind of smelling the death around her, and it's definitely intriguing to her. She wants to find out more about it.
So how would you try and find out more?
I would go where the people are.
Comic-Con?
Yeah.
People are.
I want to see them dancing. Okay. So I think I got a little too loud and I was picking up on Kristen's mic there. Thank you. We are going to come back to Professor Midnight. Professor Midnight, you go to the library, as you said, and you speak with the librarian who asks you ask for a particular topic that you think might be a good place to start, and the librarian immediately tells you all of those books have been checked out by and have not yet been returned. Literally, like every book that you can think of that might have some information on this particular topic, you keep naming titles, and the librarian keeps saying, "Nope, that one's checked out too. Same person."
I'll look to see if there's a history of diseases, to see if there's any in-world event that was somewhat similar to this that occurred in the past.
That book's checked out too. Sorry.
Uh,
I do have some really nice stuff on worms and butterflies, if you're interested. Or and maybe you are into engineering and architecture.
I will ask for a dummy's guide to sailing.
I do have that one, actually. Yeah. And she points you off to the sailing section.
I will go find the book and sit down and start reading it.
Okay. Are you in any way curious who has all the books you're looking for?
I am curious, but I don't have any leads on how to find such people.
You were just talking to the person who said this person has these books. They just didn't give you a name yet. She just didn't give you a name yet.
I will go back to the library and ask what their name was.
Aha. Well, I can't just give out personal information like that, dear. You're going to have to roll a persuasion check, she says in character. No, I'm kidding. No, but I do want to get you a persuasion check. Let's get our first roll of the game, and
this is going to be, see if it works.
And that is a 17. She says, well, you know, ordinarily I wouldn't give you this information, but these books are really, really overdue. So maybe if you wanted to check them out, you could go convince Sindra Sylvain to return them to me.
There's one thing I cannot stand. It is someone who abuses the library's lending policy. I will head out at once.
Justice for the librarian. Oh, my mic went out? Oh, man. I heard the crackle too, so it's got to be a connection issue. I'll worry about it later. It's when I lean onto the wire, I start hearing crackling, and you guys keep telling me it's going out. Let me take the wire away from my face. Maybe that'll help. Back to that. Anyway, so yes, you are. The librarian does give you directions to Syndra's home.
I will head there most hastily.
All right. So as we continue, let's talk to somebody else had already said they were heading towards a tavern. That was Olin, yes? You went to go...
That's right.
And then you also, our Dragonborn Dreamfire, was going to also said tavern. And so let us start with Olin. How do you begin? You walk into the tavern. What do you... and you see a typical... semi-raucous fare, people drinking, having a good time, but you feel like it's a little off, right? Like it's it's less celebratory than you're used to seeing when you walk into a tavern, if that makes sense.
I immediately want to leave, but I will brave the smell of these people. I'll come in and first I'll just have a listen, try to see if I can pick up on a conversation about current events.
All right, give me a perception check then, please.
I will.
All right, that's an 18. You do overhear somebody talking about, yeah, she can't have much time left. Have you seen her? She's so thin.
Feels kind of rude to interject right away. I'll keep listening for a minute.
Okay, so as you keep listening, let's turn our attention over to our dragon friend here. You walk into the tavern and are seeing, a similar scene that I described. People are definitely, into their drinks, into their cups, but it doesn't seem to have the atmosphere of a celebration.
Dreamfire is going to look around and find the seat where it's central to everything. I can keep my eyes on everything, and I'm going to go sit down and observe.
Okay. Also give me a perception check, please. And all in, you do notice a nearly crystalline color of sapphire scales, dragonborn, walk through that tavern door, and you know that dragonborn, you've seen them before, but they're rare, and even rarer still, one of the gem dragon persuasion.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to get closer to her, but I don't want her to know that I'm watching her.
All right, give me a stealth check, and man, that's quite a perception check you're beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dreamfire, you definitely notice Allin trying to scoot a little closer. Not necessarily in a rude way, but sorry, I'm
definitely going to be pretty socially awkward.
You am I coming through now? Okay, gosh.
Yeah.
I need to stop turning my head. That's I keep turning my head away from the mic. So, Dreamfire, you do notice that Allin is not rudely, but maybe awkwardly, kind of just getting closer to you. You're used to being stared at. You're used to being a bit of an oddity around places that you go. So this isn't unusual to you. How do you react?
So I can send telepathic messages, so I think I would send a telepathic message to Olin. Just kind of being like, what gives?
You hear the words "what gives" in your head, Olin.
Am I able to determine where that's coming from, or how does that work? Do I know it's you talking to me?
That is a good question, and it's been a while since I have read the rules on a Dragonborn's telepathy, so give me a second. Psionic mind, yeah, you send it says you can send telepathic messages to any creature you see within 30 feet of you. You don't need to share any languages with the creature, but it must be able to understand at least one language to comprehend these messages. That's all it says, but it also says that it's her sending, not you. Not that you can send back.
Okay. So I will look around wildly, trying to determine where that came from. Not presumably not knowing where it came from. I'm just gonna go about my business and see if I can learn something about this plague.
Dreamfire is going to look around and see Olin looking wildly around, just kind of figuring out where that voice came from, and nod to Olin.
Okay, so she gives you a nod that kind of indicates where it's coming from.
Okay. In that case, I will introduce myself. Apologies. My name is Olin Visger. I haven't talked to people in a while.
Dreamfire introduces herself and says it's quite all right. Hearing about this death curse, do you know anything about it yet?
No. I've only just heard about it. That's why I'm here.
Something's going on in this bar. What do you think's going on?
All right, let's pause our camera there and come to Eliwick. Eliwick, you're a resident of Baldur's Gate, correct? You didn't travel here. You live here, correct?
I live near it, yeah, so...
Right, yeah. Your druid enclave is nearby.
Absolutely.
Right. So, you are actually here on as an emissary from your druid enclave. A woman of fairly well-known renown. That might be. I just had a pop-up for a sound source update. That might be why my mic is cutting in and out. So I will run that update when we're on our break. Oh, well, that explains things.
I love an explanation, though.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
So your enclave received a message from a retired adventurer and wizard merchant named Sindra Sylvain. And Sindra very specifically asked for your enclave's help in trying to determine and possibly end the death curse. Specifically, your enclave sent you. You were the only person they could spare. A lot of people are dying even in the Druid Enclave. And even their reincarnation spells are not able to bring people back.
Absolutely. I imagine that she told us how to find her, so I would be immediately making my way in that direction.
Fantastic. So you are traveling to Syndra's home, and you are greeted by a uniformed attendant, led up a grand staircase. I will get into more description of Sylvana's place when other players arrive, but you are asked to wait in the parlor until his mistress can attend with you.
Well, thank you. I would love to wait.
Excellent.
Take a seat.
So let's go ahead and pan our attention back over to Professor Midnight in the library, who was just informed that somebody's got the books he's looking for.
Yeah, did I cut out? As I said, once I got that information, I will make my way there.
So then you actually and Eliwick would probably be arriving close to the same time. And would be seated in the parlor to await for Sindra. And you and Eliwick can, introduce yourselves to each other. You're both just, apparently we're both in a lobby, in a waiting room. Awkward.
Well, here's a new blooming flower. Nice to meet you. I'm Eliwick. And I'll hold my hand out cheerfully.
I will Somewhat hesitant, reaching out my hand to shake yours. I'm not familiar with your species.
Oh, I doubt you'll normally find a forest gnome away from the forest. She'll give a little wink. What about you now, though? I don't think I've seen someone quite like you either.
Let's go
She'll
ahead
chirp in.
and get a description, a visual description of each of your characters. I want to hear from Eliwick first.
Yeah, absolutely. You see this cheerful, short, forest gnome standing at 2-0. She's got pale skin. She's got a bright teal greenish hair. That kind of go pretty well with her green eyes that just stare at you inquisitively. She's all roundness, very soft features, and she seems to constantly be smiling.
Well, excellent. Thank you. And how about Professor Midnight? Can you describe what he looks like to us?
Standing at around 6'3", you see this figure is clad in a variety of metal, wood, and it's almost glassy material over his arms. There's this circular hole in the middle of his chest. You can see an internal clock and gears going in not perfect motion, but a cyclical motion. And you can see these white spiral lines around his eyes.
Thank you very much. All right, sorry, continue your RP.
Forest gnome. Can't say I've met too many in my time.
Oh, I doubt you would. But I didn't quite catch what species you are.
Well, technically, I am a machine.
I kind of.
You said that wrong. You said that wrong. You have to say, I am the machine!
I tilt my head in confusion at that one. And I just kind of look you up and down. Machine. Now that's the new word.
I mean, you would know the word machine. I think.
We don't hear that one far too often in the forest.
Fair.
We don't mess with those kinds of things too much, but you wear this? She like stares at the clock specifically, just kind of like leans in a little. But she puts her hands
Right.
behind her back to not touch.
I will point to the internal clock and say, I guess you could call this my heart. What powers my figure.
Amazing. Well, I hope to understand you much better. What brings you here?
It seems a great affliction is affecting the land, and all of those that have learned great knowledge are being taken away. Although it is strange, I thought humans were only supposed to live once.
Yes. For my smile just immediately drops as I get the soul look on my face. Same reasons then. Well, that is the natural cycle of things, true. But if you catch it in time and you have the resources on hand, we do have the ability to bring people back. Fortunately, with this plague that's been taking hold, that's also not becoming normal anymore.
Seems somewhat unnatural to willingly eat death like that.
Irony.
Eliwick beams at that as she nods. Oh yes, one might think so, but there are certain types of laws that can be defied by magic. It is its own law. She kind of brings the hand up and waves it, and a little sparkle of lights shows that she uses her druid craft to see the magic. Oh, my bad. I'm so used to playing druids. She would cast it with minor illusion.
Classic illusion type spell.
All right. So, as Eliwick and Professor Midnight are getting to know each other, we come back to Olin and Dreamfire, and you two had just barely made contact, maybe had a little conversation, but Olin, you did overhear one of the patrons kind of talking to another, saying that she's so thin, she can't have much time left.
Well, I do have some medical knowledge. It seems like it would be irresponsible not to offer my services, so I will. Let him know that I tell him I'm a doctor of sorts and I can help if he wants me to.
I don't know if you can. You see, my friend, she is afflicted by this death curse, and she's just been disappearing. She looks almost like a skeleton now, and it sucks because I never get to see her face. She was so pretty.
Yeah, do you want to take me to her?
Sure. If you think you can help.
I like to under promise and over deliver if I can help it. So let's just go have a look.
And he gives you directions to Syndra's home.
That Dragonborn is the only one I've met so far, and if I can help it, I'd like to meet as few people as possible. So I will ask the Dragonborn if she wants to accompany me.
I agree.
Otherwise, I have to go and meet somebody else.
Dreamfire agrees.
Oh, fantastic. So, you two also arrive at Syndra's home. The uniformed attendant leads you up a grand staircase to the third floor, the same grand staircase that Professor Midnight and Eliwick were led, and ushers you into a wood-paneled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and a heavy table bearing goblets and bottles of wine. The darkly paneled walls are hung with maps and sea charts. Racks, shelves, and cabinets hold hundreds more rolled-up maps and charts. You absolutely see on the desk and scattered about the room many of the books that you were looking for, by the way, Professor Midnight. And our Dragonborn and Druid friend arrived to see the gnome and Warforged sitting in the parlor, also waiting on the hostess. You have all been joined together.
My, oh my, even more new blooming flowers. Nice to meet you. I'll hold my hand out excitedly to whoever is closest. I will let you both decide.
I did not anticipate a crowd. I'm going to try to fade into the background.
Dreamfire notices Olin's discomfort and reaches out to shake the hand of Eliwick. And Dreamfire says, "Hi."
Oh my, she'll take it excitedly. What a pleasure. I don't think I've seen someone like you in town either. All these new faces.
Dreamfire asks Ellie, like, well, what brings you in town?
She immediately falters in her brightness, and she just kind of nods solemnly. There's I'm not sure how much you've heard about the death curse going around, but well, she kind of shakes herself and she beams again. My enclave has entrusted me as the emissary to help figure out what's going on. Sindra has reached out to us, and I'm here to find out what we can do together once we put our heads together.
All right.
Has anyone
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
have any of you seen the patient yet?
I would say nobody else would. Yeah, know who he was referring to necessarily as a patient.
Um, I I'm sorry, a patient.
Yes, I believe and said her name is Sindra.
Oh no. We weren't made aware that she was affected. We've been asked to wait for her to arrive.
Almost as if on cue, the attendant wheels in a person seated in an overstuffed chair, and then wheels the chair over near the fireplace. And man, I don't know if this is gonna pop up on stream. Let's find out. Did you guys see the handout?
Where would it be?
I just clicked a show to players in image. Did you guys see it? Did it pop up?
I
for
didn't
you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hold on. Let me
We
try
are
this.
still on the landing page too. I'm not sure if we're meant to.
No. You being on the landing page, it would have still happened.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if this feature works. Yes. Aha.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go.
Hey!
Yeah.
So and now our audience can also see Sindra Sylvain seated in the overstuffed chair near the fire. You can't discern a gender because only the person's head emerges from under a heavy blanket draped over the chair, and an embroidered hood and silver mask conceal the wearer's face. Even the person's dry, raspy voice provides no clue. Help yourselves to some wine and seat yourselves, friends. I hope I may call you that.
Sorry to cut in real quick, but Mercy Techie asked, do you make use of uplines?
Uplines. I'm not sure what that is, but if they have any more information, feel free to add it to the chat. Or it could be just a spammer. Who knows? Those happen from time to time.
Can I attempt to check Sindra's pulse and do just a general assessment? 'Cause this would be the first one I've met that's actually cursed.
She would. She said she would consent to an examination to see if it would help you learn anything. Give me a medicine check, please.
All right.
23. She does have a pulse. She her vitals are that you know how to measure are there, but definitely weak. It takes you almost a full 2 minutes to even find a vein that you can get a pulse from. It's almost as if the blood inside of her body is drying itself out.
How long have you been afflicted by this illness?
So, she tells you, I was an adventurer years ago. I died once and was raised from the dead. I since closed the door on that stage of my life. I did not feel that I wanted to put myself in those kinds of dangers again. Once you die and you come back from the dead, it gives you some perspective on things. But unfortunately, the death curse you've heard about has struck me, and I don't know how much longer I'll last before I perish. Clerics have no help to offer. They're stymied by what's happening. However, My contacts in the Harpers have learned that the cause of the death curse is a necromantic artifact called the Soulmonger. According to their sources, the Soulmonger is somewhere in Chult. And this is where you would definitely re-notice all of those charts and maps and all this stuff. It seems very much so as though Syndra is preparing an expedition.
Are you planning to travel in your condition?
Oh dear, I don't think there's any need for that. In fact, with this information, I think there's no. You can trust us to take care of it. The Enclave did send us to help with this. Well, me. She'll smile apologetically to everyone.
As she volunteers everybody.
To help with this as much as we can.
So, well, she does respond, though, about travel arrangements particularly. She says, well, if you do agree to undertake this expedition... Excuse me, bit of a cough, sorry. If you do agree to undertake this expedition, I will teleport us all to Port Nyanzaru, the only major settlement in Chult. I've been there several times before, so there's little chance of teleportation mishap. Once there, I will stay with a friend of mine named Wakanga Otamu. He's one of the 7 merchant princes who rule the city. So, I will not go out. I am in no condition to venture into the jungles of Chult, but I do have enough power left to get us across the sea.
We will require provisions, of course.
We will be talking to Wakanga about provisions when we get to his estate. He will help us get outfitted. Well, I mean. As I said, I will be staying with him in his villa.
I will destroy this Soulmonger for you.
Monger. Monger.
Monger.
Yeah.
Soulmonger.
So, you must know, Chult is a peninsula ringed with mountains and choked with rainforests. Enormous reptiles, savage goblins, and an army of undead prowl its jungles and ruins. Mapping the place has always been nigh impossible, and nothing is known about the region's current geography beyond a few miles from the coast. However, working from dozens of sea charts, logbooks, and explorers' journals, I assembled everything known about the current state of Chult into one map. I will provide it to you if you undertake my mission.
I'd be more than happy to.
New place,
I've already agreed.
new faces, and knowledge to be earned. I'm in.
And the silvery mask pans around the room to make sure that the rest of the party has all agreed.
Fire agrees.
Well, look at us. Aren't we becoming a knotted branch? Ellie will kind of do a little jig excitedly.
I'm gonna look at Eliwick sternly and say, "You are adorable."
She'll beam back. Well, thank you.
Whoa.
So, Syndra hands you this map. As she does, she tells you, that guard this map with your life. It will be very, very valuable in Chult. People would certainly kill for even this much of a complete map, which, as you can see, I'm missing quite a bit of information, mostly things around the center away from the coast. The deeper into the jungles you get, the more impossible it has become to find anything resembling mapping or charting.
Well, this will have to do then.
But this is officially your map of the Chult that you guys have for reference of where everything is.
Okay.
Or, well, everything known is.
Splendid.
we,
We can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
I imagine if you were to get a completed map of the jungles of Chult, then somebody would pay handsomely for that cartography.
Okay.
Oh, that's a buzzing bee. I think that's something that should just be given to people. You don't want them to get hurt traveling these places.
Right, but people do go through quite an endeavor to create these things. Their labor should be rewarded. Over the table, map making is a pain in the ass.
So you're saying you don't want us to copy and disseminate this map?
I am saying that people would probably kill you for this information.
Yeah. Don't you think the information would be less dangerous if it was, everywhere? Nobody would kill you for it if they could just get it.
Well, she's saying that she made this map for you. Like, this is I made this based on all of the information that I've collected and put it into a visual resource for you. So, she's not trying to sell her maps right now. She's trying to make sure your expedition has some kind of direction.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
But yeah, she says that she says that she certainly has misgivings about sending who are clearly inexperienced adventurers on so dangerous a quest, but she isn't taking any chances. She sadly shares that other, more experienced parties of adventurers have been sent to Chult already by the Harpers, and all have disappeared. I fear the worst. In truth, they most likely fell victim to the perils of Chult, or crossed paths with Valindra's Shadowmantle, and were never heard from again.
Yes, unfortunately, in these times, I suppose we might be your best shot.
Give me a history check, please. Everybody. Oh, shit. Well, there's a nat 20.
Yay! I know everything.
You have definitely heard of Valindra's Shadowmantle, Olin. You know her as being one of the more powerful red wizards of Thay.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I shouldn't know that because I've been in the woods for hundreds of years, but I know that.
Well, the red wizards of Thay are, word still gets around. They are pretty nasty mother truckers. For those of you who don't know who the Red Wizards of Thay are, I encourage you to watch the Dungeons & Dragons movie, now available on digital and Blu-ray. Okay.
And Paramount Plus.
And Paramount Plus, right? There you go. And also on my pirate server. Oh, did I say that
We
out
should
loud?
get paid. We should get paid. Plug.
Oh, yeah, no. Mattel, where's our money? Come on. All right, so, yeah. Lost myself in that joke. But, yeah, the Syndra is ready to leave whenever you are. She will, if you have any questions before you depart, before she teleports you all to another country, any questions before we proceed?
Who wants to carry this map?
That is a good
I'll
question.
hold on to it.
Oh, aw. Ellie would like had her hand up, and then she just immediately puts it down.
Any other questions? I mean, that was a valid one.
No, I'm ready to go. If I could grab a walking stick, that'd be great.
She actually looks in the corner and says, points to a stick. I don't think I'll be needing that one anymore. I can't even lift myself from the chair anymore. Poor Alton has to help me every day.
I will put it to good use.
Ah, there's the question. Could you perhaps share with us how you became fallen to this? Was there any obvious thing that happened that we could keep an eye out for, or did it just befall you randomly?
When the curse began, it hurt those. It affected those who had already been raised from the dead first.
Okay.
So she was one of the first people to begin wasting away. She has not too much of her life essence left, but and is going to use a significant amount of her energy just getting you guys over there, and the rest will be up to you.
So no news on that front then.
When Dreamfire looks around the room, she wants to see if there's anything valuable that can be used on our quest, because Dreamfire has a thing where if she sees anything valuable, she can't think about anything but how to steal it.
Well, it would be difficult to steal Sylvana's possessions right in front of her as she's about to teleport you to another country. That's going to be tricky.
But I'm a stealthy dragon.
Yeah, but you're in plain sight.
There.
I'm so glad we have a klepto. I can live vicariously through you. I love to play the Steely Boy, but I'm not this time.
Whoops. What the fuck did I do with the... Sorry. I am... Did I forget to put it up? Sorry, I'm looking for our next map. I apologize. Give me a second.
Still trying to figure out how to add a quarterstaff to my inventory, so...
Actually, you can just grab it out of the compendium, from the weapons compendium, and drag it into your inventory. Or add it in beyond, and it'll be there when I re-import you.
Oh yeah, I'll just do that. That seems way smarter and easier.
So it seems like we'll probably be traveling with each other for a while. Why not give proper introductions? I'm Ellie McTurnan. She'll look excitedly towards who she does not yet know is Professor Midnight.
My name is Olin Visger.
And
Everyone else just looks at you blankly.
apparently,
Well, I already introduced myself to Tully with her. I shook her hand.
I will give a slight curtsy and say, I'm Professor Midnight.
As soon as Midnight talks, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna say, what animates this contraption?
And I'll tap on the glass circle on my chest. This.
I'm fascinated. I'm just gonna stare at you for a while.
Oh, have you not met in World War II? Isn't he amazing?
I don't believe I have. It's you're sentient?
I am.
Fascinating. Were you born or?
That's a long story.
Do you eat?
Me too.
Just fascinating.
I just have this visual of Olin like poking him with a stick.
Oh,
Absolutely, yes.
well now, that's rude, isn't it?
Probably. You're right. Apologies. Apologies, sir. Sir? Is it sir?
Sir is fine.
what did I do? Oh, I put you guys on the wrong floor. Jesus, sorry. I'm trying to move you all to the new map. There we go. Fantastic. And then, let me drop Syndra in there. So, as I said, once you guys are ready to teleport, Syndra begins spellcasting, and washing blue light of energy flows over you, and you are blinded by the light only temporarily as you guys find yourselves suddenly in a very, very different world.
Oh. Oh wow, okay.
And I low-key love, so I built these roll tables specifically because the weather in Chult is random, and so I built randomizers for the weather, for the temperature, humidity, precipitation, and wind and fog. So we are going to find out what the weather is like when you arrive. It is... All right, I'm going to roll each of those. Just roll them really quick. It is average temperature between 80 and 90 degrees. You guys are not suffering any positive or negative effects from the current temperature. Not that bad. Normal humidity. It is currently heavily raining right now. So much so that you all will have disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight or hearing, and all open flames are extinguished. So it is heavy rain right now. And I don't think I have the right sequencer. I don't think I have... Yeah, I don't have the setup for actually displaying the weather on the map right now. And apparently, the map just freaking jumped half a foot. Let's put that back for our viewers. Oh, what the shit? Oh, it's because it's... Oh, that's not good. I really hope that doesn't stay that way. Okay. If it keeps jumping, I know there's a setting that I gotta fix. Hopefully not.
We're in 2 places?
Oh no, so this is a double layered map, so you're actually that's the second floor.
Oh. I can dig it.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Whenever
walk
I
over
move
to-
my token, it like pans me to the other token.
Huh. Well, that's an annoying feature.
Mine doesn't do that. That's cool.
And
Sucks
yeah,
to
but
be you.
and it's but it's also moving the map. It's also moving the map on our display. I know what this problem is. I will fix it when we go to our break. So how about you guys just stop moving, and I will move you guys into the villa.
Nice.
Yeah, I just, decided to bypass doors and walls and shit, because fuck that. Who needs doors? And when you arrive, you are greeted by... Where did I put his ass? Where's Wakanga? There he is. I put you in the kitchen. Why the fuck did I put you in the kitchen? He was in the right room. I need to put you in the room he was in. Just run through the house there. And sorry, Ellie Rick. I didn't mean to put you outside.
That's okay. I love the ring.
All right. So here you guys all are in Wakanga's study, which Syndra teleported you directly into. And Wakanga, as though he were expecting you, has his attendants prepare a dish and some drinks, just like when you were in... Oh, sorry, I forgot to actually read this bit because I was trying to control or fix the map shit. You appear in a tropical city under the blazing sun. The familiar sounds of a harbor, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones, mingle with the voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language, filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharfside smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Beyond all that, Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and salmon pink, or their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers or is draped in leafy, flowering vines. Minstrels in bright clothing, adorned with feathers and shells, perform on street corners. Multicolored pennants and sun awnings flutter atop the city walls. A crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes races past you, squealing in delighted terror as a street performer costumed as a big-toothed lizard stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing. And I do actually want to show you guys. And let me try and do that again. Pop it up in the for everybody to see, including our viewers, of Port Nyanzaru.
Meanwhile, Olin's suffering from sensory overload.
I bet. I do have some. First, I want to show examples of the clothing and dress that you guys are seeing around town. This is kind of how Chultans are dressing. This is the fashion of the city. And then the other really cool image that I want to show you guys. Dinosaurs. Dun dun dun. You actively see around the city people using dinosaurs as pack animals, as mounts, and even there are daily races around the city scheduled that and there's a track marked around the city that is just part of the daily activities that happen. There's always dinosaur races. So it is possible, and I don't mean daily like there's one race a day. Nah. There's just constantly dinosaur races going on. You can be crossing the street and possibly get run over by a triceratops. So,
Wow.
Watch your step.
Look both ways.
Very much so. Wakanga briefly introduces himself as one of the 7 merchant princes that rule Port Nyanzaru. Essentially explaining to you they work as sort of a council of in somewhat of a plutocracy here, right? The people with the most money make the rules. And Wakanga says that Syndra will be staying with me, but I cannot provide for your lodging. Syndra recommends that you find yourself recommends that you secure rooms for yourself at the Welcome Wench, which is her favorite inn in the city, if you want a good night's sleep. Meanwhile, she tells you that she is very exhausted from the power that she extended for the teleportation, and needs to go to bed. Wakanga's attendants help her to a downstairs room nearby, and she goes to sleep. He then turns to you and says, Syndra and I have an agreement. I will provide 500 gold pieces for your expedition. Syndra is reimbursing me through her own estate. Should she pass, she has made 2 requests. One, that my 500 gold piece investment for your expedition will be repaid to me. And 2, should you prevail in destroying the soulmonger, but she has perished before you succeed, then she wills all of her possessions to the adventurers that saved the world. So here are your 500 gold pieces, so that you can secure lodging while you are in the city. You can secure necessary provisions for your travel, and you can prepare your expedition. I highly recommend hiring a guide. You will likely find many guides at the inn where Syndra told you to stay. Guides will be necessary for your survival in the dangerous jungles of Chult.
Okay.
So, at this time, do you guys have any questions?
I
for Wakanga. This is a good time to like maybe ask things about Chult that you don't know. You're sitting in front of one of the merchant princes who can tell you a lot, but I will say the 500 gold pieces is physically all he can provide to help you.
Okay, I do have a question for Mr. Otamu, because he looks very familiar. Has that always been your name?
Yes, it has.
So you could say that you've been Wakanga forever?
Oh my god! Dude! Alright, you get inspiration for that one.
I love you too.
God damn
The
it, dude.
springs in Midnight's chest burst out.
He bursts open laughing. Popped a seam there, buddy?
I am unfamiliar with these lands.
Yes, if you have any questions about Port Nyanzaru or Chult, he can answer questions for you. He just can't, like I said, I know players like to munchkin, like, hey, do you think you can give us like a few hundred potions or whatever for the road? Like, yeah, no. But 500 gold pieces to figure out what you want to buy with that and pay for your whatevers. Guides, lodging, and equipment are the three things that you guys want to try and secure before you leave the city.
Is the weather always this bad?
No, sometimes it's much worse.
Outstanding.
Absolutely brilliant.
Are we on the coast?
You are, yes, you are. And let me go ahead, and this is a good moment to just show you Port Nyanzaru in its entirety. This is also a full map that you would be able to view. Not necessarily one that you would take with you, but it is a map. And it also is, it has the wrong damn token on it. Let me fix that. You
What's it
are
have this?
over here right now at Wakanga's. Nope, that's the Beggar's Palace. There's Wakanga's Villa. Haha. And there we go. And we can see the entirety of Port Nyanzaru. Here is your big city.
I don't like it. There's people everywhere.
Yes, this is a very, very large city. And like I said, if you guys have questions right now about anything in the city, and I think seeing the map might even help spark questions for you, like, hey, what's this? Or where can we find that? Or et cetera, et cetera.
Eliwick beams. We are new to this place, so I was wondering if you could let me know the name of any other people that are perhaps people we don't want to cross poorly here, just so that if we hear the name, we know who we're talking to.
Well, there is, of course, the other 6 merchant princes. Getting on any of their bad sides is probably hazardous to your health. Give me a second. I can also even provide for you all of the merchant princes' names as soon as I have that part in front of me. Merchant prince. Where? Oh, there we go. City denizens, right? There we go. Yes, okay. So, and this is all very, very important information. Take out your number 2 pencils on this one. I will not be able to provide images for all of these people at this time, but he's going to tell you all about the 7 merchant princes. The 7 merchant princes rule Port Nyanzaru, each one with an equal vote in matters of state. All are Chultan. Their single qualification is that they are the 7 richest people in the city. Their seat of governance is Golden Throne, an old regal Amnian palace overlooking the bay. A merchant prince who retires can yield his or her position to a family member or someone else of immense wealth agreed on by the majority. The merchant princes surround themselves with loyal family and underlings, but they also employ foreign mercenaries, both as city guards and as personal guards. Most of these mercenaries are Zentarim, and where one finds the Zentarim, one can also find Harper spies. The merchant princes have specific monopolies on all merchandise sold in the city. Characters in need of gear or supplies must deal through these individuals directly or their consortiums indirectly. The only alternative is to resort to the black markets in Malar's Throat or Tiriki Anchorage. Those are not here in Port Nyanzaru.
Malar's Throat's right here.
No, sorry. I misspoke. And Tiriki Anchorage is too. Wakanga is not recommending that you go there, only as a last resort if you cannot get a hold of what you need anywhere else. Getting caught dealing in the black market can also be hazardous to your health. Here are the 7 merchant princes. You have Akin Afa, and my mouse died. I need a new battery. You have Akin Afa. Akin deals in weapons, shields, traveling gear, rain catchers, saddles, wagons, and canoes. You have Ifan Talroa. Ifan Talroa is a greedy man, heavily supported by the Zentarim. He's very jealous of me and my magical power, and of Akin Afa's reputation in the gladiatorial arena. Talroa sells animals that can be trained as mounts or pets, including dinosaurs and flying monkeys. Then you have Jessamine. Jessamine deals in plants, poison, and assassination. She trades she doesn't speak often, but when the council finds itself divided on an issue, Jessamine usually casts the deciding vote. She dresses in billowy robes and tightly wrapped black bandages. She trades in plants, herbs, poison, and sanctioned assassination. Murder is illegal in Port Nyanzaru, as it is almost everywhere, but Jessamine owns the monopoly on sanctions. Sanctions are writs that allow a killing by ordained methods, usually poisoning or stabbing with a blade. Then you have Jobal. Jobal is the master of guides and sellswords. If you need a guide or a mercenary, all guides and mercenaries go through him for their employment contracts. He made a fortune as a wilderness guide, and he discovered a stunning cachet of Chultan gold and jewels. Miraculously, he survived the gauntlet of undead and dinosaur attacks, making it back to Port Nyanzaru in a canoe laden with treasure. Then we have Quayothe. Quayothe deals in fruit, wine, ale, tej, which is the local, the most popular local alcoholic beverage. It's a honey wine similar to mead. Oil, perfumes, and insect repellent. And then, of course, Wakanga, the man you're speaking to, specifically deals in magic and lore, which is obviously why Syndra came to him for help. He is the only arcane spellcaster among the merchant princes. Syndra is his longtime friend, and he's something of a dandy who's easily seduced by smart women, or perhaps that's only a carefully constructed public image. Wakanga deals in knowledge, information, lost lore, potions, and scrolls. He knows of the death curse, but little else about it other than what Syndra has told him. If you are genuinely committed to ending the curse, he will help as best you can. He can sell you any magic items on the magic items table. He has it all, if you have the coin. And is even willing to offer a 10% discount on any magic item that you want to buy from him. He owns the monopoly on selling magic items in Port Nyanzaru. Either people pay his prices, or you cannot buy it, or you're going on the black market, like you said, which again he doesn't recommend. He does not extend credit. All purchases must be in coin, gemstones, or jewelry, and but for him, for this quest, you four get a 10% discount. I know that doesn't mean much right now, but you are going to be circling back to Port Nyanzaru more than every once in a while. This is going to be where you got to come to resupply. So, for the most part. So, he does have his own price list, and you guys get a 10% discount on that. If you go to, I've actually already given you information on this price list. If you go to Sane Magical Item Prices in the journal, you guys see that?
Yeah.
All right. You click on that,
I'm in there now.
and that will show you the price list that I am using for all magic items. And then if you're buying it from Wakanga specifically, you get a 10% discount.
All right. Darren's Instant Fortress.
Yeah, that's going to be a while, though. All right. And when we come back, we're going to go to break here in just a moment. This is about the right time. We are going to have a second break down the line before the end of the show. So, but we are going to take 10 minutes right now. And we will we decided we were going to do 15 minutes because we have the longer block, right? Yeah, we were going to do 2 15s instead of 110. All right, so we are going to take a 15-minute break. It is 1:30. We will be back on the air at 1:45, ladies and gentlemen. And then we will come back to explore this city a little more. I want to point out where everything is in the city and what each of those locations are significant for. And
if the GM wants you to have a TARDIS, you'll have one, and if they don't, you won't.
That is very, very true. I like that one. I like that, yeah. Okay, so speaking of, we are going to break. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully my audio is... Nope, I'm still getting... What did I do?
Sounds good through Discord.
Oh, okay. Well, why am I getting...
I'm not hearing sound on the thing.
Oh, I know. That's
No
what I'm saying.
sound on the screen?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I had
we're
a
not...
delay. There it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Haha, now you can hear me. Yes, maybe, no? Yes.
Still,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no. I knew you guys could hear me. I clicked the wrong thing for me being heard on the stream.
Okay.
Anyway, so when we left off just a minute ago, we were just talking about Port Nyanzaru, and Wakanga Wakanga is giving you guys essentially just the lowdown of everything here, and I need to go back to the map. There we go. So, let me zoom in a little bit here, at least to where you guys currently are. And then let's start taking a look at these different locations in the city. If you, I'm just going to go one by one, literally, because, you know, they're numbered. So why not, like, use the numbers effectively? I don't know. I lost my train of thought there for a second. So, one is the Beggars' Palaces. The Beggars' Palaces are the two largest ziggurats of the old city. Shops and tenements of bamboo are jammed onto the terraces of the ziggurats in wild profusion. The upper levels are cleaner and less crowded than those near the street level. A narrow wooden bridge connects the upper levels above the press and noise of the streets. And then we have, and I'm not going to give the full description of everything here. Some of them do not need better descriptions than others. Executioner's Run. The old road, the road through the old city splits around a rectangular stone-lined pit 15 feet deep, 50 feet wide, and 200 feet long. The original Amnian residents built it as an arena for a highly competitive ball game, and it still provides cheap entertainment for the locals. Velociraptors, or other hungry beasts, sometimes maybe like a juvenile Allosaurus is a guaranteed crowd pleaser, are set loose in the pit. Then convicted criminals are dropped in at one end, or any criminal who makes it alive through the gauntlet of carnivores to the far end of the pit can scramble up knotted ropes and win their freedom, along with the adulation of the crowd. Spectators line the walls for these spectacles, including representatives from every level of Port Nyanzaru society. Not just residents of the old city. Bets are placed on which criminals will survive, which will die, how far runners will get before a beast brings them down, and how many kills each animal will rack up.
And yet people call themselves civilized.
Then we have the Refuse Pit. The Refuse Pit, number 3, is an enormous sinkhole that serves as the city's garbage dump. Every type of refuse gets tossed here, up to and including dead bodies. It's a festering scar of garbage, rancid water, and vermin. Then we have the Merchant's Ward. Number 4, Golden Throne. The Golden Throne is the palace that serves as the meeting place for the merchant princes and is recognized as the seat of the city's loose government. Then we have, everywhere you see a 5 is a different merchant prince's villa. The only one I have actually labeled currently is Wakanga because, you know, you guys started there. So that's why Wakanga's villa is labeled, but I didn't label each of the 7 merchant princes. But everywhere you see a 5, a merchant prince lives there. Then we have the Grand Souk. The Grand Souk, or market, is one of 3 beating hearts of Port Nyanzaru, the other being the Jewel Market and the Red Bazaar. Oh, shoot. My thing was trying to restart updates. Never mind. I had to cancel the restart. My laptop almost restarted on me. That would have sucked. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, but I got it. Sorry, the Grand Souk. Yes, that's where I was. True to its name, the Grand Souk is the grandest of the 3. Traders from up and down the Sword Coast come to this market to buy timber, spices, medicines concocted from jungle plants, dinosaur skulls, claws, iron, tiger pelts, carved ivory, Batiri and Grung handiwork, colored feathers, tropical fruit, monkeys, plesiosaur meat, and all of the other riches of Chult. Business begins before the sun comes up, and dealing doesn't stop until well after darkness edges across the city. It's noisy, jostling, aroma-rich circus. Guards are numerous, but less numerous than the urchins and pickpockets. Street performers and tabaxi minstrels add to the cacophony. Colorful awnings protect the market from sun and rain, but also trap the heat and smells. Then number 7, we have the Temple of Savras. Savras is a deity of wizards, fortune tellers, diviners, and those who unfailingly speak the truth regardless of whether listeners want to hear it. His symbol is a monstrous eye, or a crystal ball filled with eyes. Savras' temple is one of the oldest, grandest buildings in the city. The tiled roof of its great dome resembles an unblinking eye staring skyward. And of course, there's all more to find out at all these places. I'm just giving you the basic rundown so you kind of like know where everything is in the city and like what you might want to do and how to like. Hey, we need to buy things. That's the place where we buy things, right? So, number 8 is the Temple to Gond. The boxy stone temple of Gond looms behind the royal docks. It's popular among Port Nyanzaru's many artisans, craftspeople, smiths, ivory carvers, and hydro engineers. Where most such temples have a forge as a centerpiece, this one features an immense fountain whose water jets shift continually to create amazing shapes. It's all done with nozzles and valves on moving cams driven by the city's plentiful water pressure. The city actually uses water pressure because there's just so much rain. They use water pressure to build machines and other things. Then we have the Temple of Soon. Isolated atop a rocky formation in the sea, the Temple of Soon is reachable only by an elevated causeway from Temple Hill or by boat. Steep steps wind up the cliff from the temple's small harbor. When seen from a distance, the temple's roof seems to float in mid-air, an illusion created by mirrors lining the outside walls. Then we have the Jewel Market, which is intentionally stylized as a miniature, more exclusive version of the Grand Souk. Its chief business is buying and selling the rich supply of jewels that are dug out of Chult's mines, but many other rare luxury items are also traded here. The market is largely secure against pickpockets and thieves thanks to the privately hired security agents patrolling it openly and undercover Zentarum spies. Then we have the Harbor Ward. Port Nyanzaru's harbor can accommodate ships of all sizes. The enclosed eastern portion of the harbor is reserved for the use of the merchant princes, but the rest of the docks are available for use by any ship. If you want to travel by sea, this is where you're going to try and book some passage, or let's say you get rich enough, buy your own ship. The Royal Docks. The term royal dates back to the age when Chult was ruled by true kings and queens instead of merchants. Now these docks are reserved for the exclusive use of the merchant princes and those diplomats, dignitaries, and influential foreign merchants whom the merchant princes want to flatter with privilege or impress with magnificence. Then we have 12. The statue at the center of the harbor represents an ancient Chultan king in full regalia, resplendent in a loincloth of leopard skin and a headdress of feathers, shells, and tyrannosaurus teeth, draped in a cape of Girolon fur and monkey tails, and wielding the traditional oval shield and yokwa of Chult. Residents call it Nanumbuso, the Great King. And all the spellings for those who are taking notes are on the map. I already labeled everything. The Harbor Master's Office, number 13. Outside the Harbor Master's Office is a bulletin board that provides the names and whereabouts of several wilderness guides. The Harbor Master is a half-gold dragon named Zindar. He's seldom in this sturdy, airy building, however. Most of his time is spent dealing with the hundreds of disputes, traffic jams, and other minor problems that crop up every day in a busy quayside. Number 14 is the lighthouse. A flame burns atop the lighthouse day and night to guide ships through the darkness, fog, and rain to the harbor. Various powders can be added to the fire to create thick columns of colored smoke that can be seen from Fort Beleriand and from the mines along the Bay of Chult. So kind of like a singular, Flame of Gondor kind of thing. Like they can send up the oh shit flag by adding powder to the lighthouse, and it sends up a plume of smoke that can be seen for miles. Fort Nyanzaru. The fort contains a winch for raising and lowering an immense iron chain stretched between the fort and the lighthouse. When the chain is raised, no ship can sail into or out of the harbor. The chain hasn't been raised against attackers in decades, but it's used occasionally to prevent a ship from slipping out of the harbor with criminals or contraband on board. It is also equipped with 2 ballistas that can launch heavy bolts or canisters of alchemist's fire. The warehouse district. Goods of every type being shipped into or out of Port Nyanzaru are stored in these warehouses. Canals are cut between the rows of warehouses, allowing ships to be towed by harnessed dinosaurs directly to the desired warehouse for easier loading and unloading. A large ship can easily block a canal, so good traffic management is required. That's one of the harbor master's responsibilities that we already mentioned. Like any warehouse district, this one is largely deserted at night, making it a good spot for secret meetings and other mischief. And then finally, we in the dock area, we have the dry dock. Port Nyanzaru isn't famous for building ships, but many vessels that come here wind up needing hull repairs, especially those that had run-ins with typhoons, pirates, or Aramag, the dragon turtle. It's easy work for dinosaurs to drag ships out of the water into the dry dock so holes can be patched and barnacles scraped off. And then we have the market ward, which is probably where you're going to want to be spending the most of the rest of this session, I'm guessing. We have the Red Bazaar. No one knows how the Red Bazaar got its name. One story is that the label comes from the huge slabs of dinosaur meat sold here, and the resulting buckets of blood that stain the rain-washed gutters. And that's probably as good of an explanation as any. The residents of Port Nyanzaru shop for their daily needs at the Red Bazaar. Unlike the Grand Souk, which deals heavily in durable goods and luxury items, the Red Bazaar deals in everyday needs. Locally produced meat, vegetables, tropical fruit, tej, light tropical clothing, insect repellent, rain catchers, and other household goods. And this is also the Red Bazaar where you will find the Inn of the Welcome Wench, where it was recommended that you find lodging. Then we get to the fish market. I mean, it's a fish market. Seafood is a staple in Port Nyanzaru, both because catching fish is easier and safer than hunting dinosaurs, and tender fish tastes better than tough reptile. The fish market is a great place to buy the day's meals. Prices are higher in the morning when quality and selection are also better. Then we have the Grand Colosseum. This stone area is the site of a gladiatorial games, usually non-lethal, but accidents happen. Bloody animal combats and spectacular circuses. The best gladiator becomes celebrities and earn fortunes. Statues of the arena's greatest champions line the tops of the Grand Colosseum's walls, including one of the city's current merchant princes, Ikane Afa. Ikane Afa actually became a merchant prince by becoming rich enough in the arena. So that should tell you something about his ability as a combatant. Then we have 21, the Hall of Gold. This magnificent structure is a temple to Joaquin, but residents call it the Hall of Gold for its shining golden roof and for Joaquin's focus on trade and wealth. Mount Sabasa is the highest point in the city, and when the sun is shining, light glinting off the temple roof can be seen for miles out to sea. The chief priest of Joaquin in Port Nyanzaru is Sibonsensi, Mother of Prosperity. She is one of the city's most influential residents after the merchant princes. So, the only rich person to really have a say in some things. The only not rich person, excuse me. 22, that is the public bathhouse. Port Nyanzaru is a very clean city thanks to the cleansing rain, and its residents are also scrupulous about hygiene. Most would be repulsed by the thought of a day without a bath. Dozens of small bathhouses across the city operate like private clubs, but the public bathhouse is open to everyone and is run by the priesthood of Sun. The dye works. Along with cleanliness, Chultans love colorful clothing. Textile weaving is not one of Chult's native industries because the jungle isn't suited for growing cotton or raising sheep. However, the jungle and sea provide everything necessary to concoct vibrant dyes in a rainbow of colors. Merchants import light plain fabrics which are dyed in vibrant colors and patterns at the dye works before being sold locally or exported back to the regions where the cloth originated. Malar's Throat, the region outside the city walls, is Port Nyanzaru's slum district. Two sheer jungle-draped ridges flank a deep ravine. Ramshackle buildings cling to the sides of the ridges, each structure seemingly built atop the lower one's roof. During heavy rain, runoff pours down the ravine through Ubtau's Jaws, the large gate in the city wall, facing Malar's Throat, and down the paved streets to the harbor, often sweeping along unattended baskets, dead animals, and even clumsy or unlucky Chultans in its tow. Number 24, the Temple of Timora. Timora's temple is built like a sturdy blockhouse of heavy stone. It's not an elegant structure, but residents rely on it to be a safe refuge when floodwater pours down Malar's Throat, or when the alarm horns blow and there's no time to reach the safety of the city before undead swarm up the ravine. Yes, sometimes undead attacks just happen in Chult. Sometimes some ghouls or zombies will just wander on in. That's a thing that you are being made aware of. Then we have Tiriki Anchorage. The district east of the city is populated by animal trainers, river folk, explorers who need inexpensive lodging, and other rough-and-tumble sorts. Smugglers prefer the unregulated docks of the anchorage over the policed and inspected docks of the harbor, despite the shortage of dock workers and beast-powered cranes to assist in loading and unloading. And then finally, we have number 25, the dinosaur pens. Most of the beasts of burden in the city were trained out here, and they're penned up at night. Ankylosauruses and triceratopses are the most common in that role. Dinosaurs traded for street racing are also stabled here. Most Chultan handlers... Oh, no, that's mechanical information I didn't need to read. Chultans... Okay, and then finally, the last note here for the big explanation of the city. The city denizens themselves. Chultans comprise 2/3 of Port Nyanzaru's population. The city's remaining inhabitants are foreigners, many of whom are profiteers or adventurers seeking either to plunder Chult of its riches or to help protect the city against encroaching monsters. And that is the end of my spiel of the city. And so after Wakanga, again, hands you a coin purse with 500 gold pieces, he suggests that you take up lodging at the Welcome Wench and begin planning your expedition. I'm turning the tables back to you guys. What are we at? Are we ready to head out of Wakanga's villa?
I want Wakanga to look at the map that we already have and see if he can fill in any blanks that we don't have.
His response to that is Syndra already used all the information he has to create the map. They were in close communication via magical means during the development of this expedition. Fair question, but yeah, he doesn't have more than she's already given you because she did the research. Any other questions? Yeah, if you have any questions for Wakanga, now's the time. How to put this? It's not that you're not welcome here. You would be welcome to visit, especially if you need to talk to him or Syndra about some things. He's probably the only merchant prince you wouldn't have to make an appointment for, but he does have things to attend to and can't always be instantaneously available, so you may have to wait. But he's not trying to work too far from home because of Syndra staying with him. So...
you said that we should hire a guide.
He does recommend you hire a guide, yes.
Do you have any recommendations?
You will probably find guides looking to sell their wares at one of the taverns, or not sell their wares, sell their skills at one of the taverns, or as I mentioned, there is a list of at the harbor master's office that will just say, here are the people who are saying they want to be guides and where to find them.
Didn't you mention that they're also at the inn where we're going to be staying at?
That's what I just said. Didn't I
Sorry.
just say both of those things? Thought I did.
I think so.
I'm going
Maybe.
crazy now.
But
Anywho,
yeah, I think our first order of business would probably be to get ourselves a guide, because we don't know what kind of stuff we're going to need out there, and a guide would probably know.
well, Wakonga's recommendation was your first priority should probably be to secure lodging.
Okay, sure. We could do that first if you like. The winch, he called it a winch.
The welcome wench.
wench.
The welcome wench, yes.
Okay.
So the princes are the obvious powers in the city, but
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder, could you share if you have any names of other powers in the city that others might overlook?
I named all the powers that would be.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we are ready to travel to the Inn of the Welcome Wench, yes?
Yeah, we could head there.
Yeah.
Is that where, if that's next?
All right.
Well then, I think we definitely should head off to get our lodgings, and then we should probably discuss what types of provisions we want to get, whether it be potions or getting a new weapon of some sort. Eliwick is just going to kind of pull out a parchment and start writing on it.
She's making a shopping list.
I personally can travel light. I can provide for food for us without issue. So, I'm not even sure if we need to do. Yeah, I'm not sure what we need to get, but we probably need to have tents, right?
You're gonna want to have make sure you have
Camping
tents,
equipment.
bedrolls, camping equipment. If you want to travel downriver, you'd have to buy a canoe. If you might want to buy dinosaur mounts, you might want to get like bug repellent, because there are mosquitoes and other biting insects that carry diseases out there. Yeah.
Well, it seems like you want something.
Let's go get some rooms and then head off to the market, or head off to the harbor ward, rather.
Perfect plan.
Oh, I forgot to change that setting during the break. That's okay. We're not doing a dungeon crawl. You guys are just going into the tavern.
So I'll just put myself in here. Oh, token collide. Is the door?
Yes, the doors are functional.
Yeah.
All right, as tempting as it may be, do me a favor. Do not move your tokens all around the map while we're doing this scene, because I have not fixed that thing that is making the map jump around every time you move.
Okay.
So just
Okay,
find
so
your
it still happens on. It still happens on Twitch, but it's not happening in the game.
Exactly. It's still happening on Twitch. But here you are inside the Inn of the Welcome Wench. And you see many, many people sitting around the room. The owner of the establishment, a man named Osler Gundagoot, is right here behind the tavern. Or right behind the bar, I mean. Osler is very clearly not a native Chultan.
All right. Who's carrying the money, by the way?
That is a good question. Somebody had the map. Who has the money?
Ellie was the one holding the money.
There you go. Since
Midnight's
she
got the
missed
map.
out on the map.
That's Ellie taking the money?
Sounds like it.
All right. Let's walk over here to Gundagoot. Osler Gundagoot.
Osler
And,
Gundagoot here. What can I get
Oh,
you?
outstanding. Please be Australian the whole time. I love it. We're going to need some rooms. Do you guys care if we're all in the same room, or do you want to get private rooms?
I don't need to sleep.
I personally would sleep outside. I don't actually care. But do you guys have preference for your rooms?
I don't have preference.
An odd set of seeds. Well, I have to admit, I've never really shared a room with strangers before, but it would help us hold back on losing out some of our funds for other resources if we shared one.
Well, are you gonna be here for a long time, or are you looking for just for the night, or do you want to do like an extended stay kind of a deal?
I think we'll have an extended stay, won't we?
I'm unsure. I think that once we're out there, we're just going to be out there. If
Over
we
the
can
over the table,
sustain-
yeah, but you might be in Port Nyanzaru longer than a day.
True. I think is it cheaper to go for an extended period of time, or is there like a long distance rate?
It's gonna be. He tells you the prices are gonna be a gold piece per person per day, but for a full week, 5 gold pieces per person. So in other
What
words,
if
if you
we
do the
all
extended stay, you get 2 days free.
So you're going per person rather than per room.
That is correct.
Then yeah, we should probably burn for the week then.
So if you're burning for a week, that would be 20 gold pieces for the party.
Conversely,
Well, do you think we'll be in town for a week?
I really hope not. I think we should get going as quick as we can. Let's go ahead and I think we should do the one night tonight. And I know Wakanga said that we can't sleep there, but maybe he'll just let us keep our stuff there so that we don't have to
Nope.
pay for
I'm saying that's not happening.
No. He won't let us stash our things there either. Wow. Yeah. You know what? I think we should still go for a night. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's a nice guy, but he is still a prince, right? You know, like...
Yeah, I get it.
It could potentially cost more, but I do think it's wiser to go by night, just in case we don't actually end up staying a whole week. Otherwise, we'll spend 5 gold for all of us, per all of us, and lose out on the free days.
Might just be easiest to carry all of our stuff with us. And that way we don't have to worry about storage.
I am also going to say that you would have been able to, take a roundabout journey and swing by the harbor master's office to take a peek at the guide list, and would find that several of the guides say that they are staying at the Welcome Wench.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm going to give you the names, specifically the names of people who are on that list and saying they're staying at the Welcome Wench, i.e., the names of these people are guides. You have Gondolo and Farcool. You have Azaka Stormfang. You have Hugh Hackenstone. A woman named Salida, no last name given. A man named Eku. And I feel like I'm missing one. Where's my freaking other dwarf? Oh, damn it. I have to find the dwarf. Where is he? What is his name?
I'm not seeing anyone else on here.
There's
Yeah, I know.
Bungalow, Farrell, Azaka Stomping, Taban.
Right. I'm saying I forgot to put his token in the room. I'm trying to find his token.
No, I'm just tracking that all the people with names. These are all guides to make sure I'm name
Correct.
checking
Everybody who isn't listed as a commoner or ostler in this room is a guide. That's another way to look at it. But I am missing one. Hold on. Oh shoot! I don't even. Oh, that's why he isn't here. He's in another. He is in another part of the city. That's why. No, wait. No, I'm missing somebody.
Okay. What kind of dinosaurs can we buy?
Ah, good question. I do have a price list for dinosaurs that I can provide for you. And I will find that other guide in here. He's an albino spirit dwarf. I can't remember his name, so I need to find his token. But the dinosaurs. That what information was in the Merchant Prince's stuff. Where's the dude who sells dinosaurs? Okay, so you can get an Ankylosaurus, a Deinonychus, let's start. You can get a Hadrosaurus for 100 gold pieces. That is the absolute cheapest dinosaur. You can get a you can get a Hadrosaurus for 100 gold pieces. You can get an Ankylosaurus or a Deinonychus for 250 gold pieces. You can get a Triceratops for 500 gold pieces. If you want a trike, you're going to have to make some money.
I think we should make some money. Because we need tents. I don't think we should get a room because we're not going to be staying here. We're going to be staying in the woods.
You are staying here at least tonight.
Yeah, true.
You got to go. Yeah, the markets are closed at this point. You have to go in the morning.
Oh, because I'm eager to get out of town as fast as possible because there's so many people here.
I don't blame you, but unfortunately, stores are closed. That happens sometimes.
All right. Well, I guess we could stay here for a night then, or yeah. Is there anywhere we could stay for free?
I mean, technically, you could sleep outside for free in the slums that I mentioned.
Any of these churches? Anybody affiliated with any of these churches?
I do not believe that anybody here is specifically affiliated, but I do know there's a couple characters that fit the bill for some of the gods that I mentioned that are worshipped.
Eloic will smile, and she'll shake her head. It won't hurt us to spend a little bit of gold for a room for the night. I do believe that's going to be 4 gold.
It would just
person,
be 4.
Right? So,
no, it would be 4 gold total for the group for one night.
Okay, fantastic. All right.
So 4 gold for a rest tonight, and then after a nice night's sleep, perhaps we'll have an idea of what we would like to start before we head out. We could also spend time just checking out the guides, get a feel for who we might like.
That is definitely part of what this scene is meant to provide for you.
All right. Well, let's see who is.
Ellie will
Azaka Stormfang.
to secure their room.
1 second. I just
That's
found.
her, right?
There it is. Sorry, I just found the character that I was looking for. Give me a second. Do I have his? Yeah, there we go. Here's Musharib. That was the missing token that I had forgot to place in the room. Musharib, an albino spirit dwarf. And so yes, you could approach any one of them, which is essentially, and I will tell you what their offers are for being guides. So I would say you just tell me which guide do you want to know the information about first.
Before you do that,
Cool.
Mushari doesn't have his name under him. How do I spell his name?
It's Mush a Rib. Mush a Rib is how it's spelled.
Musharib. Okay.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Alphabetically, I guess we could start with Azaka, right?
Here, let me. Yeah, we could go alphabetical. That's. But there, I just made his name visible again for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Musharib. Musharib. So Azaka. I actually have a handout. Hold on. It says handout from Appendix E. There we go. Player handouts. And aha. That's what okay, so here we have Azaka Stormfang, and even there for the audience to see, we've got her information up there in the chat. And Azaka, I know it will be very, very hard to read that. If you need a guide to get you through the jungle alive, look no further. I was born in the jungle. I know its dangers well and how to best avoid them. Should you choose me, you may rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 gold coins per day and require a 30-day payment up front. However, for those adventurers who aid me in a personal quest, I will waive my fee and guide them to places no one else has found. This quest will take us to Firefinger. The evil terrafolk that rest atop Firefinger stole a wooden mask from me, and I want it back.
Oh, I'm already excited at the prospect of not having to pay.
A lot of these guides will have personal... I'm just going to say this out loud. A lot of the guides have personal quests that will result in free guidance.
You guys will learn about me real quick that I'm super duper cheap. So,
wait, are you talking about your character or yourself?
myself, and I don't know how to play somebody who's not that way. Also, my character.
I'll buy that for $1. Okay, since you said we were going to go alphabetical, let's go next. We have Eku. Eku, while the lure of pillaging the antiquity of Chult is a temptation, I appeal to those who find fulfillment in doing actual good in the world. I seek to rid the jungle of evil. There are many ruins and ancient temples that must be reclaimed so that the spirits of nature can return to their sacred places and live in peace. There are evil impostors who seek to blind you with promises of gold, but will only guide your throats to their blades. My rates are standard, 5 gold pieces a day with a 30-day payment up front. A small portion goes to pay off the merchant prince Jobal. The rest I give to charity. So he pays for his guiding license and then donates the rest of his fees.
Aw.
Or she, excuse me.
She's just an all-around good lady.
Nation for how long this person's been a guide, because Azaka says that she was born in the jungle. She's lived there.
There's no indication to you that she was born in the jungle, but she does look like a native Chultan. That would be the best way to answer that question. Next we have Farul and Gondolo. Farul and Gondolo. Why pay for one guide when you can have two for the same price? We have the smarts, the goods, and our own Triceratops. Treasure abounds. When we're done leading you to all the ancient sites and sacred places that we know of, you'll be swimming in gold and magic. All the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work. Don't be fooled. When we return to Port Nyanzaru, to Port Nyanzaru, you will have tales and fortunes enough to last a lifetime. Our price is 5 gold pieces per day with a 30-day payment up front, but we're glad to reduce our rate for equal shares of any treasure found.
When you say reduce your rate, do you mean like no rate or what?
I would say that would mean that that would be negotiable. You would have to negotiate. You would have to negotiate with them. You'd have to figure out an agreement.
Here's a wacky idea.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit out of character coming from Olin, but what's to stop us from recruiting like a bunch of guides at once?
I am going to well, the money first of all.
Well,
I mean, if you I understand.
Several of them are willing to waive their.
Right, I understand, but if you're busy taking care of somebody else's thing, they're gonna be like, I'm not following you to their thing.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
But if something happens to one of your guides, you could always come back and hire a new one, possibly.
I just had lofty goals and ideas of maybe leading an army into the jungle.
I understand, but no.
I'm sorry, I was still writing for Iku. Who are these two?
Farul and Gondolo.
Perfect, thank you.
And then
Fire sends a telepathic message asking if anybody else thinks that these guys are like snake oil salesmen.
Then nobody can respond telepathically, though. You only get to send it. They can't respond. Just so we're
I could look at you and nod yes, though.
Mm-hmm. That you can do. Yes, you can look at her and nod yes. Next is Hugh Hackenstone. Hugh Hackenstone says, I've stood atop every mountain in Chult. I know every gorge and crevice, every plateau and trail. My memory is an iron trap. I forget nothing. Trust a dwarf, I always say, because a dwarf will never steer you wrong. Fearless I am. There's no dragon, beast, or undead horror that scares me. You want a guide who runs away at the first sign of danger? No, you want a dwarf, and I'm the toughest dwarf around. Red dragon bit off me arm, yet here I stand. Takes more than a dragon to stop Hugh Hackenstone. I charge 5 gold coins a day and expect a 30-day payment up front. Best coin you'll ever spend, I promise you.
I bet he's lying about how he lost his arm.
Over the table, he is not.
Over the table?
Over the table, he is not.
What's that mean, over the table?
Over the table means I'm not saying in character. I'm saying it as myself.
Oh, okay, bet.
I'm
cool.
saying it over the table. Yes, that's actually how this character lost his arm. Hugh Hackenstone is a one-armed dwarf and carries an axe in the other hand. All right. Next we have Musharib, or Musharib. Musharib says, the jungle is my home. I know it well. I can guide you anywhere in Chult for a fee of 5 gold pieces a day. If adventure is what you seek, join my quest to reclaim Hrakamar, my clan's ancestral forge. A volcanic eruption forced us to abandon it many years ago. The fire newts that have since taken over must be driven out or destroyed. At the very least, we must sneak in and recover a relic known as Moradin's Gauntlet. The fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love dwarven kind, then hear my plea and join me in returning Hrakamar to its rightful owners. I will waive my fee for your promise of assistance. low key, I'm not gonna lie, Musharib's probably one of my favorite guides. Just like in you know, because I've read the whole adventure and everything. I just really like this guy as a person. Just saying.
Okay.
I dig his quest
dig
too.
it. DM wants us to take Musharib's quest.
That's not what I said. I'm saying I dig his quest.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel like we should. Everyone who has a quest, we just fucking gather them up. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I said the F word.
No, we can swear on
let's
this.
ga-
We can swear on the show. You're good.
Oh man, I've been so good. I forgot. Okay. So
You forgot we can
let's-
fucking
let's-
swear?
Let's gather everybody up with a quest, plot it out on the map like like on Google Maps.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Tell them,
okay.
look, your thing's on the way. Come with us, right?
Right, which means, like, if you were going and you came back and you're like, hey, your thing's on the way to this thing we want to go to, let's pick this guide for this part of our journey. Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah, that is totally doable.
Absolutely.
That's totally doable.
Yeah.
I have one more.
And I'm a tiny bit meta here because I have this spell called Magic Stone, and I can make 3 rocks that you go and use my mod for. And so it'd just be so cool if I could make 3 rocks and pass them out like a rock dealer and just have
I
people
think
suck
if I'm
my
not,
rocks.
yeah, if I'm not mistaken,
Anyway.
though, they lose their with Magic Rock. It loses its effectiveness after a while, and then it definitely loses its effectiveness after it's used as ammunition.
Yeah. So okay, but like, in a turn, I can do 3 magic stones at a time if I pass them out real quick, like as an item interaction.
Right.
So
Right. I do have
Magic Stone,
one
item
more guide.
interaction.
One more guide to
Volley.
give you the info on, and then we will
Okay.
we'll go right back to your map, and you guys can, like you said, look at the information that you have and decide on what direction you might want to head first and who you might want to take because of said direction. Anyway, Salida says, I've led many expeditions through the wilds of Chult. I know secret trails that appear on no map. Hire others at your own peril. Azaka and Iku have led expeditions into the jungle that never returned. Farul and Gondolo are charlatans, plain and simple. Old Hugh suffers from blue mist fever, I'm sure of it. And Musharib is an albino dwarf, and they are not to be trusted. And I hear tell that River Mist and Flask of Wine, who are not in this room, they're somewhere else, but River Mist and Flask of Wine owe money to the Zentarum. 5 gold pieces a day is a cheap price to pay for your lives. Spend your gold wisely. So one thing that is very distinct about her, besides the fact that she throws everybody under the bus, is that she's not asking for anything up front. She wants 5 gold a day, but she's not asking for the 30-day up front. So
But
that is all.
She also.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say she's also a rumor monger and a
Yeah.
bit of a racist.
Yeah. No, those things are absolutely also true about her.
I'm
But
gonna go
anyway.
ask you, Hackenstone, if he has blue mist fever.
If you're in conversation with me, Blue Mist Fever? No.
Oh, well, that lady over there said you have blue mist fever. I want to
She's
see
a-
if they fight.
I am not going to do a bar brawl here, but yeah, he's definitely like glaring daggers at her, but like he's not gonna start shit. He knows Osler would throw his ass out.
Will frown lightly as she taps Olin gently. Perhaps we shouldn't just go around starting trouble for others.
You make a valid point, but I don't like gossip.
I get it.
Isn't that the same thing you just shared, though? Eliwick smiles a little nervously.
Well, she said it behind his back. I said it to his face.
All right. So I have brought us back to your handout map of Chult. So you can see various locations because some locations were mentioned. And I will say, even to the point that the guides would probably indicate on your map where they were trying to head to.
Who has quests? Musharib and Azaka and Hackenstone, right? No, not
Hackenstone did not have a quest. Musharib did. Musharib indicates on your map that the Peaks of Flame is and the Land of Ash and Smoke. That would be where you are headed to go reclaim Rakamar.
Way down here.
Very, very fucking that very. Obviously, the fastest way to that particular point would be to hire a ship, and not to go through the jungle. Right.
Sail around the side.
Sail around the side.
Which way? Left or it'd be left, right? Across the around the west coast.
West or east coast are well. You would have to go around the west coast to get to the base because yes, the other side of that peninsula is the rest of the continent.
Yeah.
And then
so he
the
wants
other
us to
quest,
go way down here.
Yeah, he wants to go way down there. Sorry, go ahead. I was.
Oh no, that was the end of it.
Okay, and then
there was a period at the end of it.
What was the next place you wanted to know about?
Azaka's thing.
Azaka's thing. So they are going to Firefinger, which is over in the Sky Lizard Mountains.
Sky Lizard Mountains. Kobold. Oh, down here. Way down here. Okay, so there's a bit of a distance between them, but we could make a route, you know? In that case, we could sail to Sky Lizard and then hike to the Peaks of Flame.
Yeah, those are options. And then who was the other person who specifically had a quest?
I mean, technically it's a quest. Iku wants to purge the evil from the jungle.
Yes.
He's gonna take it all around, though.
Right. Yeah, he wants to like clear all the evil out of every temple you can find. That's his quest.
which you know, I'm aligned with that. However, Iku doesn't appear to have "I'll waive your fee if you do this" on there.
Does not. No, specifically, he said that he pays the harbor master, or he pays the merchant prince for his guide license, and then gives the rest to charity.
So
she does that. She does that.
I do like Iku the most myself.
I can see taking her along and paying her and doing their quests for them, so we don't have to pay them, and then we got 3 guides. 3 guides. Mathematically is always going to be better than 1 guide.
However, specifically what I'm telling you is if you are focused on another guide's quest, the other guides are not going to stick around. So that is a problem with trying to hire multiple guides. Besides the money aspect is if you're they're not going to get strung along, right? You know what I mean?
It's not only that. But they also probably have different thoughts on which way to go or what is actually dangerous.
Yes, yeah, and I guarantee you the guides would be fighting each other about where they're trying to go. It would probably be more of a clusterfuck than you want.
But what does everyone else think about Iku? I like them personally.
I do like Iku. I don't want to pay for her. So that's why I'm thinking it's like either going to be Azaka or Musharib, and I really like them both.
Do the guides have their own rations, their own tents, their own bedrolls, all of that, or would we have to provide that as well?
My answer to that is you are the ones preparing the expedition. You are hiring the guide. The party's supplies are the party's supplies.
Can I try to convince Azaka and Musharib to both follow us, and we could just do a route that
I would say it would be
things?
possible to persuade them because their quests are so close together. And specifically, those two are less likely to have much infighting. I'll just be perfectly honest, because they are basically heading in the same direction.
Yeah, and they both seem, in my opinion, to be pretty just the way they talk, and nobody's throwing anyone under the bus. I like them both.
I mean, Iku didn't throw anyone under the bus either. Ellie
That's
was,
true. That's true, but Iku's trying to take our money.
They're all trying to take your money, technically.
They're all trying to take our money. The only
Yeah, but-
difference is that the others are willing to waive their fee because we're going to help them. And I
Yeah.
personally don't see anything wrong with paying someone for their hard work.
Fair. I'm inclined to help somebody who needs help, so I kind of want to help them both.
I would like to hear from the other two players, Dreamfire and
Elliwick. Elliwick would love to hear what they think.
don't all speak up at once.
I'm in favor of hiring and paying them for it, rather than going on another side quest. I think the quest that we have is going to be big enough.
So then,
What do you think,
Are
Midnight?
you saying you would prefer someone like Salida, or Mr. Hugh, who don't have a side quest?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Dreamfire prefers to avoid the distraction of side questing. That is a valid opinion. What about Midnight? What are your thoughts on the matter so far?
I have a mind to hire the one-armed dwarf.
Okay, so we have one vote for Asaka and Musharib. We have a vote for Iku, and we have two people who are voting for Hugh Hackenstone, in a sense, because Dreamfire says that she'd prefer not to do side quests. Eliwick will turn to Olin. I suppose that means we'll probably be asking Mr. Hugh? She smiles uncertainly.
I'm not the boss of anyone. Yeah, we could ask if you want to do that. We could do that.
Another option is you don't have to hire that guy tonight. You can go get some supplies, explore the city, might pick up an extra coin or two along the way, might run into some trouble, who knows. But point is, the guide could be the very last thing that you hire.
Well,
True. If we get wealthy enough,
There are definitely ways to make money in this city.
I
You were
would,
given a 500 gold piece head start, but you can go bet on dinosaur races or even ride in them yourself. You could go bet at the executioner's pit. You could possibly just find a random quest that might just happen to land some change in your pocket. Who knows?
Eliwick will kind of spread her hands out to the party. Well, I don't think any of us have designated a leader of any sort, so I was putting it up to a type of vote system. Since both Professor Midnight and Dreamfire seem interested in something similar versus our separate thoughts, I think Mr. Hugh would be our best bet.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get the room and catch that sleep. Wake up in the morning, go shopping. Maybe see the sights. Talk. Maybe we could talk to some locals and see what their opinions of these people are before we make any decisions. Sleep on it.
Never hurts to know who you're trying to hire for help. And the new room's already paid for. She'll wink.
Outstanding. See you kids in the morning.
I mean, we're all resting in the same room, silly. Eliwick will kind of wave her hand for them to follow her.
But I won't see you until the morning, and I'll close my eyes.
All right. Anybody else have any business that they feel that need to take care of before they quote unquote long rest? Not like you guys have expended any of your resources yet.
I think I would individually like to ask the guides if there's specific things that they would recommend for us to have for our our journey.
A shopping
Um,
list.
I want to say the main shopping list was primarily already given to you. You're gonna want, you know, uh, camping equipment. You're gonna want bug repellent. You're gonna want food, water. I highly recommend grabbing a rain catcher at when you get to the proper shop where those things are sold. Um, you can use it to catch rain. To if I remember right, it was 8 gallons of water. It could hold and will catch rain, and so that you have fresh water to drink, because very much the river and swamp water out there is not drinkable at all.
So I can take care of food and water, uh, for free of charge. Um,
Yay, druids.
so that's something I could do. As for the insect repellent, what kind of threat are the insects? Like, is that really a big deal?
Yes. Insects spread some pretty nasty diseases out there. I don't have the list of all the nastiness out there in front of me, but yes, insect repellent is legit a thing.
Would I, with my ability, with my herbalism kit, proficiency, and brewer supplies, would I be able to manufacture insect repellent?
No, you do not know. Sorry, no, you do not know the these. It's trade secrets of the Chultans on how they make these products.
Okay, so that we're definitely gonna have to buy. We might buy a little bit of food just in case. Like if I run out of slots one day or something. And yeah, some tents. I think we should get a dinosaur to carry all of our stuff. I myself have, I think, 5 gold. So I'm not going to be buying the dinosaur.
Apologies for a minute. The battery just died on my mouse, and I am trying to.
I know that we have a healer. Would we need any healing potions or spells or anything like that too to add to the list?
Oh yes,
I don't.
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see why not. We definitely want to carry a couple. I guess a potion of resurrection's not going to happen.
Definitely not.
I don't even think a potion of resurrection is a thing.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably not. How do you drink a potion if you're dead?
It's like Narcan. Somebody else has to give it to you.
Right.
And then massage your throat as it goes down.
How much does a tent cost? And does anybody already have a tent with their starting equipment? No.
No, and I do have the costs of these items, but like I said, we need to take a $5 so that I can find a fucking battery. I'm gonna have to cannibalize something. All right,
Sure enough.
just hold tight for a minute.
I'm looking at these magical and the prices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a potion of animal friendship. I wonder if that would help us with some of the things that are going to be in the jungle. Just something to think about. But it is 200.
It could. We also have a druid who
Yeah, I could totally
could
prep that spell.
could prep that spell or just use like talk with animals and their animal handling capabilities if they have it.
I think I should have pretty good animal handling. Did I select that? I didn't, but I do have a +5 in it.
Yeah. So if we can't, if we don't want to spend 200 on it all the time or have that spell slot filled up by that all the time, we could put it up to chance with the dice.
Yes, perfect.
I think that if we snatch up a beast of burden, maybe a triceratops, but probably something a little smaller and cheaper, just have that thing carry our tents around and stuff. And
Yeah. We'll have to see how much the cheapest one is versus everything else we're trying to buy, and how
yeah,
much of it we're trying to buy. Because I think getting the ring. Well, you said you had water and food handled, so we might not need the rain catcher. It sounds like.
Goodberry makes it where you don't need to eat or drink anything for the rest of the day.
Oh, and you got us covered for one whole day all the time.
Yep.
Uh,
With a single first level spell slot.
even with a guide, you can handle them too.
Yeah, I could. I think I
Okay.
might. I might. Yeah, 10 of them. So I
Yeah,
could feed 10 people a day.
absolutely. Okay. So we don't have to worry about those costs. We don't have to spend money on the rain catcher. At least not immediately if anyone's interested in the rain catcher. We will
I
need
think.
bug repellent though, and it sounds like we might want a handy dose of that on hand to
Yeah, I
avoid the
think.
diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to repel the insects, and of course, we need to be able to put a roof over our heads. And I
So
think that's
Well,
tents.
literally 100% of our needs out there.
So it's gonna be tents, bug repellent, potions, and dino. That sounds like the list.
and I'd be interested to see if there was a tent that housed like a couple people at a time. Then that way we would be able to budget our money better.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say I would like to see if we can get a tent that would carry hold all of us. That would be
Mhm.
perfect.
Optim- yeah, like optimally, a wagon would be a good thing, but I don't think that's going to work in the jungle.
Yeah, that's
Probably not.
true.
Yeah. Um, also, there's mountains and stuff that we have to climb. I think I have rope, but what about you guys?
Yeah, let's have a look at our inventory that we start with because I'm pretty sure I actually don't have rope this time.
I
No, I
do
have rope.
not. I do not have rope. I will let you know now that all I have in my backpack, other than my weapons and armor, is a blanket, blocks of essence, candle, sensor, my rations, a tinderbox, vestments, and water skin.
Okay, bet. So I already come with my own bedroll and blanket. I think everyone's gonna have a water skin. I got an herbalism kit already, so that's nifty. And torches, tinderbox, rope, rations, 10 of those, and a mess kit.
Okay.
I do not have a bedroll or a blanket, but I do have like the tender box, a day rations. Um, I have a lantern. That's pretty handy.
Oh, that is
Oh
handy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have dank vision?
Who doesn't have what?
Night vision.
Um, I know midnight. You're not gonna have dark vision, right?
Uh,
That's a good question. I
Warforged.
don't know if Dreamfire does.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Dreamfire.
it
Dinosaur.
should be
You're.
under features and traits if you have your Beyond open. And Eliwick does have dark vision.
I too have dark vision, but I also have torches, so I can give these torches to you guys if you need them.
The lantern might come in more handy because the torches will be knocked out by the constant rain.
True facts.
In fact,
I'm
it
bummed you
might be
guys don't like this
wise.
hockey like I
It
do.
might be wise to save our torches for if we get into ruins or a temple of some sort where
Yeah.
it might be drier.
My
As for
lantern is hooded and it casts bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. It burns for 6 hours on a flask of oil.
Okay.
As an action, I can lower the hood, reducing the light. And then I have 2 oil flasks. So
okay,
we might need to see if there's oil that we can get.
throw that on the
Because
shopping list.
yeah,
Um, magic items are on the shopping list too, but let's see. I'm pretty sure those are all pretty expensive. What magical items would we even want?
It depends on what you get. The healing ones are actually pretty good at only 50. The potion of healing.
Yeah.
But
Let's
still a little
see.
pricey. But we also get don't we also get like a 10% discount for these things too?
Just with Wakako.
Oh, okay.
I think he's the one selling all this stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Though I do think it would be a 10% discount period. So whatever the sum of our full purchase is, minus with the 10% on it.
Horseshoes of a zephyr. Fixed to the hooves of a horse or similar creature. Move normally while floating 4 inches above the ground.
On our shopping list, I have oil flask to refill the lantern, tent, one that can fit the party, a dino if it fits the budget, and potions.
I'm gonna need a bedroll too.
A bedroll, okay.
Yeah.
Midnight. Do you need any material components?
Let me look at my bells.
Like you'll need a pearl for identify, and
Don't have that spell.
Okay. Me either. Everything's so highly priced. There's really no point even looking at these. Oh, you know what? You could buy a spell scroll, right?
We
Scroll
could,
of second
though
level.
they are pretty pricey too.
Yeah, so it's 60 gold for a first level. I think we should buy Identify and let Midnight copy that into a spell book.
Is that something you would be interested in, Professor Midnight?
Well, that takes time and money.
Yeah, I think it's God, what is it? 100 per hour, 100 gold an hour per spell level. So it would be 160 gold total for I think, but I might be wrong. You know what? Let me pull up some stuff on Wizards.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
The spell scroll thing might have to wait until we find a means to get more money.
Yes.
Well, it's only 60 gold for the first level spell slot scroll. What am I trying to do?
But we would still need the money for him to actually scribe it into his book.
Yeah, I don't think that costs very much. That's why I'm looking right now, is because I've forgotten how much it costs.
So, because we just wasted a bit of time as I tried to find a battery, but unfortunately I have no non-dead batteries right now, so I had to borrow my son's wireless mouse from his computer. Or not wireless mouse, wired mouse. So I am back, and I am going to recommend that we no break, no second break. If you guys are willing to do that. Hello?
Oh yeah, for sure. Your audio is coming in a little wonky, but yeah.
It like I jiggled the wire. Anyway. Whoo, sorry. Back to where we were. So, when you guys wake up in the morning, you have a decision to make, and that is where in Port Nyanzaru do you want to go first? You guys are currently over here in the where's the... Oh, yeah, it's down there, huh? Where is it? Yeah, there it is. The Welcome Winch. You are currently down here. And,
we're still on the Chult map.
You're right, you are. And, before... Wow. So there you are at the Welcome Wench, and shit. How do I do this without a mouse wheel? Oh, it's not important.
I think our first order of business was we were gonna go shopping and grab our equipment for this endeavor, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
as far as shopping is concerned, the Grand Souk, as I mentioned before, is where you will find most of the expedition items that you would need to find. You're going to be heading towards the Grand Souk for that. If you wanted to go for provisions and or get your bug repellent or those kinds of things, you're going to want to go to the Red Market, the Red Bazaar, and then finally the Jewel Market if you want to go find any fancy jewelry of any kind. So the question is, where to first? Grand Souk, Red Bazaar, or the Jewel Market?
You said the Red
Bazaar? Where's that?
I may not have put it on the label. I thought I did. Where is it?
Probably all these red roofed buildings over here, just under Market Ward.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Well, since it's the closest, did we want to go there first, or did we want to see how much it would cost to get the other expedition items?
I think what was our list? Who made the list?
I got you. We got oil flasks, tents, look into a dino, potions, bedroll, and a spell scroll of identify. It is in lore.
Yeah. So first things first, incense, right? No. Yeah, insect repellent.
Yes, the bug repellent, which I will add to the list because
Bug repellent and tents, I think, are the most important things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
Let's fetch those first. What do we want? We should get like 30 days worth, you think?
Yeah, that
That sounds
might
good.
be beneficial. And then we can start making our way back towards town to restock before we run out.
Yeah. Are there any other cities or towns in Chult?
This is the only major populated city, but there are other smaller villages where Chultans live.
Okay.
There was mention of a black market earlier too, but it was recommended that we did not do that. Wondering if there's a dragon in that black market though.
Mm-mm-mm.
A dragon?
Okay, probably something to consider for later.
The Red Bazaar is supposed to be 18. Oh, it's right next to you. Literally.
The Welcome Wench. I thought that was 18. The
No.
Red Bazaar. The Welcome
The
Wench
Welcome
is in the Red
Wench
Bazaar.
is in the Red Bazaar, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's grab those tents and incense and see what else they have.
Repellents, yeah.
I don't know why I keep saying incense.
All right.
We were hoping to potentially get we wanted to see how much it would cost to get a tent that could fit everybody in it.
Okay. Let me...
What would that be like? What would you call that? Caravan tent? No.
A big tent? I don't know.
A multi-person tent? Multi-family tent?
Huh.
Family size?
And then just want to remind everybody that we do have our guide that we have to ration for as well on the things that we do get for them.
I mean, we're paying them, so they could use their own money to ration, I believe.
What I had said previously when the question was asked is you guys are paying for the expedition. It's your expedition.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, what's 5 times 30? 250, right? something like that. 300. Why am I not mapping correctly?
5 times 30 would be 150.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So 30 days up front for one of the guides that you're actually paying for. 30 days up front, it would be 150 gold pieces.
So let's hold 150 back just in case, and we'll use the rest as our budget. Right?
Agreed.
Okay, so I found, it took me a minute, I found my list of, these are the special items that can be purchased and how much they can be purchased for. So stuff that you wouldn't find in the DMG. A canoe can be purchased for 50 gold pieces. It holds up to 6 medium creatures, has a maximum speed of 2 miles per hour. It is otherwise identical to a rowboat stat-wise in the DMG. Keen Alpha controls the sales of canoes, just for the record. Insect repellent can be purchased in 2 forms. Blocks of incense, so you weren't wrong about the incense, by the way. Or a greasy salve. The merchant Prince Queothe controls the sale of both. Neither kind of repellent protects against giant insects or the vile swarms of insects like you might find in the monster manual. This is just like your typical biting insects of normal annoyance, but then also, you know, disease and shit.
Mundane pests.
Mundane pests, yes.
And how much a block for the grease salve cost?
A block of incense sells for 1 silver pieces. For 1 silver piece. When lit, it burns for 8 hours and repels normal insects within a 20-foot radius centered on it. Or you can buy a gourd or vial of salve, which sells for 1 gold pieces, contains 20 applications of odorless grease. 1 application protects its wearer against normal insects for 24 hours. The salve is waterproof, so it doesn't wash off in the rain.
So we should get a combination of those things. Maybe incense for when we're sleeping, and then
salve for when you're traveling, right? That's not a horrible idea.
The salve also is 1 silver?
But yeah, so a gourd of a salve with 20 applications is for 1 gold piece. Not 1 silver piece. The incense is a silver. The gourd or vial of salve is a gold piece. But it contains 20 applications.
3 gold pieces per.
Also want to remind you guys that we're going to be in the jungle, and the salve is waterproof, whereas the probably isn't. That's something to think about.
Very specifically, one of the things I mentioned, when it was raining heavily, it extinguishes all open flames. So
I think it would be 3 gold pieces for a month of that incense, and 3 gold pieces a piece for a month of the salve. Is that accurate?
That sounds like the math to me.
So 3, 6, 9, 12.
Will we get any sort of discount for these items?
No, this isn't. You were only getting the 10% discount on magic items such as like magic weapons, armor, etc., trinkets, wondrous items, those kinds of things. Potions is a completely different person, and also this isn't even potions. This is the the mundane things that people need.
Professor Midnight, are you susceptible to disease? And
I missed what Kristen just said.
I apologize. I was just asking the prices can't be bartered at all.
No, these prices are firm. Specific. The only price that you had the discount on was the magic items. Sorry.
Oh, so okay. So no haggling.
No haggling. No, these prices are set.
Midnight.
You get the sense that Chultans aren't the haggle type. When you are all spending not much time in the market, you quickly learn. Yeah, nope. Price is the price.
Well, I bet they pay their waitresses a living wage too.
Well, I mean, this does seem to be a very vibrant, bustling city. Not that there isn't poverty. There's always poverty. Like I said, there's a slums district. But for the most part, pretty successful society here. Although, there's only one punishment. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, they don't have a prison here. There is no prison in Port Nyanzaru. You either go through the run and survive, or you are just extrajudicially killed for whatever your crime was, because there's only two punishments: death and the executioner's run.
That's barbaric. Are you still here, Professor Midnight?
I am.
Yeah, are you susceptible to disease from bug bites?
No, I am not.
Yeah, Warforged are immune to poison and... no, it's just immune to disease. You're not immune to poison, are you? Maybe you are. I know Yuan Ti are, but I can't remember if Warforged are. I know they aren't susceptible to disease.
All right, so we don't need salve for Professor Midnight.
I have advantage on saving throws against poison.
That's what it is. Okay.
Resistance to poison damage.
There it is.
Immune to disease.
But not immune, just resistance.
All right. So that's 12 gold if I'm getting my math right, and that'll take care of us for bugs for a month.
Yep.
All right.
And that's just for the salve?
No, that was for salve and
No.
incense blocks.
So we'll use the
Okay.
incense when we're sleeping and the salve when we're not.
Make sure you share with our note taker the because I know you did the math on how many silver pieces and how many blocks that would get. So just can you share that with her so she can write that down?
I don't know how many blocks it is. I just did the math gold wise.
Block of incense sells for 1 silver piece, and for three gold pieces worth, or 3 silver pieces worth. Yeah, 3. You were doing 3 gold pieces worth. That's right. So for 3 gold pieces worth, that would be 30 blocks of incense. 3 gold pieces would be 30 blocks of incense, and then 3 gold pieces would be 3 gourds of salve.
30 blocks of incense. And you said 3 gourds?
3 gourds, but each gourd has 20 applications.
Unfortunately, we'll have to bounce on other matters to attend to.
Oh, for sure.
We are nearing the end of our session. You're not missing too much. It's just the shopping trip. Although I will say I did have something else. We'll see where it goes. If you have to leave, we understand. That's what I'm saying.
we go to 4 Eastern time, right?
Well, I have it scheduled for 4 p.m. Pacific, so that gives us another 50 minutes on our clock.
That's what I meant to say, Pacific.
But I mean, if we end a little early or a little late, it's no big deal. But I do definitely want to get this shopping trip done and then get to the real shit next week.
I just wanted to ask to make sure that these 6 applications is going to be enough for... It's going to be split between the 4 of us over the course of a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was the idea.
That's enough?
Good day.
I just wanted to tell October to take care. Have a good day.
Okay.
Same from all of us. All right. So the next thing.
Who was that said have a good day?
It was Kristen who said have a good day.
Oh, my bad. Have a good day, Kristen. I thought that was okay.
No, she was saying it to October, who was leaving.
All right, my bad.
So if you've got that math worked out, you've got your insect repellent. Next would be the rain catcher, if you want to buy one. A rain catcher is a simple contraption consisting of a 5-foot square leather tarp and a wooden frame with legs. When the tarp is stretched across the wooden frame, it forms a basin that can catch 2 gallons of drinking water per inch of rainfall and hold up to 8 gallons. The tarp and wooden frame fold up for easy transport. A rain catcher costs 1 gold piece and weighs 5 pounds.
I don't see why we wouldn't buy it, but again, I can take care of that. Let's buy it just in case. Good one.
You could run out of spell slots, right?
Exactly. You could always run out of spell slots.
How much does the ring catcher cost?
1 gold piece.
1 gold piece? Okay.
And it can catch 2 gallons of drinking water per inch of rainfall and hold up to 8 gallons. So
I
that's
currently have.
Mhm.
I currently have 10 days worth of rations in my inventory. I really won't need them. I'm just going to carry them again in case I run out of slots.
Yeah.
Does anybody not have rations in their starting equipment?
I have 5 days of rations, it looks like, for me.
Okay.
I have a day worth of rations on me.
All right. So that's what, 16 days worth of rations. I think that's probably enough. Plus my good berry. We probably don't have to worry about food.
Yeah. And the repellent split between us means we have 15 uses of salve. So we can go 15 days without having to worry about bugs.
So you
Oh,
might
no,
want to
we
buy
don't
another
move.
3 gold pieces worth.
No, that's for 12. It worked out to 12 gold being enough for everybody.
Okay,
to have.
12 gold worth, not 3 gold worth.
It was 12 total that we spent on incense.
Okay.
So everybody has 30 days worth of salve, and we, the party, have 30 days worth of incense.
Yes. And that was for 12 gold pieces total.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you catch that, Sola?
So everybody in the party has 3 gourds of salve. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, there's enough for everybody to have 30 days worth because each gourd is, so I mean, there's going to be some overlap. There's going to be some sharing, you know what I mean? There's going to be...
We have 60 applications of salve, so that's 20 each. So not necessarily a month, but
Yeah.
and we have a month of incense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The next item on the special list is Tej. Tej is an amber-colored fermented drink made from honey. It's more common and popular in Chult than beer or ale. A mug of Tej costs 4 copper pieces in Port Nyanzaru or 6 copper pieces in Fort Belorarian. A 1-gallon cask costs 2 silver pieces in the city or 3 silver pieces at the fort.
I'm a teetotaler. I don't drink.
Well, if y'all wanted to acquire some, it's on the list. And then the last special thing, which actually I think they do have in the DMG now, or in the is the Yakwa. A simple melee weapon that is a traditional weapon of Chultan warriors. A Yakwa consists of a 3-foot wooden shaft with a steel or stone blade up to 18 inches long. It costs 1 gold piece and deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit. Although it has the thrown weapon property, the Yakwa is not well balanced for throwing. It only has a range of 10/30.
I like it, but I won't be using it. You guys? Nope.
All right.
No.
So, and then you guys were also interested in camping equipment, tents, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is found at the Grand Souk. And I would kind of prefer the Grand Souk encounter to be next week because I do have, like, I will take you right now. We'll just go ahead and move to the Grand Souk and you can see. And I would like to be that where we start next week. But,
Okay.
well, or I should say, I have actual, like, gameplay to happen there. But I do want to get, give you guys the opportunity to get your totals together for what you're spending on. Everything else that you need, other than a dinosaur, like we mentioned, that stuff is same price, same purchasable price as you would find in the player's handbook for standard equipment. So if there's any equipment you want to get, like rope or tents or a canoe, or do you want to sail around the world and hire a ship, or do you want to buy go through the jungle on foot or down the river, or so you're gonna need to get those kinds of supplies, and those kinds of supplies are all listed in the PHP.
All right, so the only thing I'm finding for a tent in the PHP is a 2-person tent.
Yep.
That's 2 gold apiece. If we bunk up, then we only need 2 tents. Well, I guess
Nope.
3 if we
One
count
for
our
Mushri.
guy.
For the guy,
Yep.
yeah.
So 3 tents. What I say, 2 gold apiece, so 6 gold.
Okay. Are we going the canoe?
Yeah, the canoe. What was that? You said it was
50.
I think 5 gold.
50.
Yeah, I think that would. Oh, I think that would be wise though. We're
But
going
it does
into
fit
it.
6 people, which one canoe will fit your entire expedition.
So canoes are good. If we end up getting a dinosaur, then the canoe's gonna be useless.
No, the canoe can still move faster through the jungle if you're going downriver than walking speed, even with a dinosaur.
Right, but if then we're leaving the dinosaur.
Right. That is very
Which-
true.
Ooh, that's a
So-
good point.
So now we got to talk about whether or not we even want a dinosaur. Because if we take the canoe, there's really no point in taking the dinosaur. Vice versa.
Very true.
And thinking about climbing mountains, I mean, dinosaurs can't climb, but how easy would that be with a dinosaur carrying all of our
Actually,
stuff?
I mean, 4-legged creatures can move uphill a lot easier than 2-legged ones can.
So yeah, so I think that outweighs the canoe in it of itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not doing the canoe?
Well, I don't know, man. I'm torn. I
I
think you know what?
The dinosaur is going to be expensive. That is one thing
Mhm.
that I'm worried about more than anything.
That will be, no matter what, a huge chunk of your change.
And honestly, the dinosaur is going to die. Like that's going to happen. We're gonna be out in the forest
Yeah.
or in the jungle, and something's gonna eat up chew him up like a cheeseburger, and everything that he was carrying is gonna be gone, and we just wasted, X many hundred gold on a dinosaur.
Or like it would be bitten by one weird bug and then just like kill over on us. Yeah, that's true. Also,
Sounds like a bag
I
of
would-
holding cost.
I would have liked October.
That would
to-
be in the the same magic item prices,
Yeah.
minus 10% because you would be buying that from Wakago.
Gotcha. I interrupted.
No, I think I did. I'm sorry. But I do want to just say that before we do such a big purchase of a dinosaur, though, I really wish that we would have gotten October's final word on whether or not he was okay with spending that much of money on that. So maybe we table that until next time.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go to where you buy dinosaurs
Yeah.
anyways. So
Yeah,
and we'll probably have
again,
to
I actually have
RP
maps for all of these locations.
So in that vein, are we going to also table the canoe so we can get October's input on the canoe and dino?
That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless,
And,
can we buy the canoe now and then sell it later? No, he's shaking his head no. I'm mad at him.
I'm 70% certain that if he did, we would end up selling it for like 10 gold and buying it for 50.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So
That's what I would do. At
Just like,
least.
yeah, used canoes, they lose half their value as soon as you row them out of the lot.
So my understanding right now is that we have spent 13 gold,
Is that right?
12 gold
I think
on the
that sounds-
incense and the salt, and 1 gold on the ring catcher.
Yeah, I think you are correct. What, the 3 gold from the inn?
Whoops. Damn it.
I already minus that when I bought the room.
Bad. So, yeah, and I guess we got to table the discussion about the guide too. Man, I think Azaka so
So I think you
much.
guys, I think you,
Oil,
Yep. I'm sorry, say that again?
we do need like the oil and the healing cells, and I do have this bedroll that we keep talking about. I'm a freaking dragon. Do I need a?
Yeah, you still need a bedroll. You're not a dragon, you're a dragonborn. You're a humanoid with very draconic features.
I don't. My starting equipment didn't give me a bedroll, so I'm almost wondering if Eliwick is just used to sleeping on the ground with her blanket that she started with.
Bedroll. Bedroll costs 1 gold.
Sleeping on the
But,
ground.
if
Sleeping on the
DM
ground
says we need a
results
bedroll,
in
then we can
exhaustion.
have-
Sleeping on the ground results in exhaustion.
As I was about to say, if the DM claims we need one, then that means we need to spend 2 gold because I need one and Dreamfire needs one. And we
Okay.
have to
Did,
double check with
did
Professor
Professor have one?
Midnight. Never
Midnight
heard of him.
actually does not sleep.
Oh,
That is
So-
something that was said.
Yep.
And you know what's funny is I also don't sleep. I kind of just sit and meditate. So I don't really think I need a bedroll. So if you want my bedroll, you can have it.
I mean, it also, again, it's not a lot of money. It doesn't hurt to have. These are just kind of the standard things you take, you know, along with things like torches and rope and a 10-foot pole and, well, you know, you
Yeah.
get the idea.
But I
Our guide
but
needs a
I don't
bedroll.
sleep because I'm an elf, and that means I'm better than you in every way.
Beautiful. So are we
Also,
getting the
just
one
worth
bedroll?
noting- Well, our guide would need a bedroll too, right?
I was gonna say,
you
it's our
probably-
estimation.
He better have his own bedroll somewhere in his house. Like I feel like the guide's got to take care of himself at least a little bit. If he makes us
I'm gonna
buy,
say,
guide-
you're already
guide-
paying
the-
30 and 5 gold pieces.
The
Like,
guide,
that's 5
the
a
guide
day.
has his basic. He has his basic equipment, but you are still going to need to get, like, it was the tent and the provisions. He does need to have provisions. He needs to eat, right? But yeah, he will have his own, like, bedroll and rope, and he's got his own weapon and armor, and yeah, you don't have to outfit him, but you do have to feed him.
So we're paying them 5
yeah.
gold and buying their food, which
Well,
They
yeah,
didn't
because that's
say
part
five.
of funding an expedition. You're
once
not.
again,
so
we're not
we have
going
the,
to be buying him any food. I'm just going to give him a free good berry, and he's going to have to be happy with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does sustain you.
And my
And
good berries
Hugh
are pretty
Hackenstone would
fucking
probably
delicious,
tell you
so-
it tastes better than dinosaur.
Question though,
Yeah.
if they're guides, isn't there like food that they can find in the jungle?
If they have to.
Just a thought.
I mean,
Survival is
So-
survival, but, you know, you still prepare.
you would
So
think that,
I'm willing to fight for Azaka, but I could let Musharib go, and I'm willing, but
well, it doesn't sound like Azaka would work with Hugh, based off what the DM's already told us.
No, it was
Azaka-
Musharib and Azaka whose quests are very close to each other, so going in the same direction.
Yes, and
So,
Hugh,
that's-
fits the bill for Dreamfire and Professor Midnight.
So what I like about again, and this goes back to my cheapness, is Musharib and Azaka. That's 2 guides, and we don't have to pay either one of them. And all we have to do is go in a direction that we were already going to go, right?
Sort of.
So it just feels like a no-brainer to me, you know.
I will
I mean,
also
over
say
table?
this is 100% a conversation that could be held between sessions in chat also.
I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah,
you
true,
right now,
true, true.
over table, 100% agree with you, and I really like the less cost. But Ellie Wick has her own
Mhm.
beliefs, and she doesn't care about the fact that it would lessen their cost. That's
feel you.
not going to sell. Your pitch is not selling to Ellie Wick.
I get
I
it.
think
Rolling with
I
your
think the way
character.
to handle Ellie Wick is going to be to maybe challenge her to some kind of contest, and whoever wins, right?
There are many ways for you to make this decision, but it does have to be your guys' decision. I'm not going to tell you who to take.
Unless I will tell you now that unless Dreamfire or Professor Midnight change their stance on things, they both basically outvoted both Olin and Ellie Wick.
Yeah.
So-
well, yay democracy. I love democracy.
I'm gonna challenge everyone to a staring contest.
All right. So, I believe you guys finished up what you needed to finish up in the Red Bazaar, and then we're going to head to
Wait.
what?
Dreamfire, Olin, I don't believe you ever clarified for me. Are we buying 1 bedroll or are we buying 2 bedrolls still? Or
Yeah, go ahead and just buy the one, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete the bedroll from my inventory. So go ahead and add it to yours, whoever doesn't have one now.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that, and so you're gonna have to help me later.
I'll help you. So that kind of makes me feel like we could put a pin in episode 1 of Tomb of Annihilation here. I think we have, especially since October had to dip out, and there are decisions people want to make when he's available, and very much the encounter that I have ready for you guys next would not be able to be completed in the next 30 minutes. So I am thinking, if there are no other player questions regarding further expedition prep, I say we call it a sesh.
Sure enough. So we will start in the not the Grand Souk, right? Yeah, the Grand. Where was
you
it?
will be traveling from
Yeah.
where you are to the Grand Souk at the beginning of next session, which will be 2 weeks from today, which is, what's the date? Not next Saturday, but the following Saturday. Somebody got a calendar?
October 1st? No, that's Sunday.
That's
7th.
birthday.
Is it my birthday? Shit, is our next episode my actual birthday?
Yes,
Is that how that worked out? Holy
Yes, it is.
shit.
Wait,
The kids
what
will
just
be here,
happened?
but yeah.
I'm confused.
October 7th is our next scheduled session, our next scheduled episode. Episode 2 will be October 7th, and it is also my birthday.
Oh, amazing! Very nice.
So we will be doing episode 2 of Tomb of Annihilation on my birthday, guys.
Yay! I get to sing you the metal birthday song for the first time. Oh, you're gonna be so glad you're my friend.
I look forward to that. And I also look forward to the rest of you checking us out on October 7th, 2023 for episode 2 of Tomb of Annihilation. Let's kick this expedition off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, players, let's say goodbye to the audience.
Goodbye!
Good night, Roswell.
Good
Thanks for
night.
coming by.
All right, take care, y'all. We love you, and thank you for being the best part of Sputter Media, the people who listen to us talk all fucking day.